and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in 1892. Awakening in the night in the city of London this week are Alistair from the Clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Gain a hunger. Aldrich of the Clan of Kings, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You also gain a hunger. Thurston of the Clan of the Hidden, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. Sir Drake Burton from the Clan of the Beast, portrayed by Mark from the Bullet Club. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. You gain a hunger too. Inspector Grey from the Clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Noscavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. We start this week in Inspector Grey's home with Anezka. Inspector Grey is preparing for his night as Anezka holds his coat open for him. He slides his arms in and she talks to him, preparing him for the night ahead. Alexander Pushkin, the womanizer, usually found in the brothels around the city. He seems to have quite the habit of getting banned from such places of business. I took the liberty of having some feelers put out and was able to track him down to an establishment on the South Bank, to one of the houses of ill repute there, run by a gang. Knowing him and his old habits, they might actually be grateful of your assistance in extracting him before you go. Could you possibly give me some more of that amazing concoction you did before? It has been some time, and I feel myself craving more.
Yes, of course, Aneska, my dear. Here you go. And I would go ahead and cut my wrist and put it up to her mouth.
Do a rouse check for me, please. Gain a hunger. Anezka, without hesitation, begins to sup from your wound, deeply drinking your vitae. Before long, she stops and wipes the side of her mouth. Thank you, my darling.
I do hope you're quite welcome. I do hope you feel satisfied. And thank you very much for tracking down Pushkin for me. I will have to look into this immediately. I definitely don't want this lead to go cold.
You are most wise and diligent in your investigations. I have prepared a cab to take you to the South Bank.
Oh, thank you very much, my dear. I couldn't do it without you. And he'd lean in for a hug, and then he would go and get the cab. Unless you'd stop. Okay.
No point asking if you want to have a conversation with yourself.
Maybe if I was Alistair, right?
Oh, yeah. The South Bank is loud, busy, and filled with people from poorer walks of life. The cobbled, damp, and barely lit streets that run outside the House of Ill Repute have few people milling around and making their way past or into the building. A woman dressed in filthy clothes stands outside, drumming up business from anyone that may pass her by. Her cackles echo through the night as she embarrasses a man walking past that barely bothered to turn his head to even acknowledge her existence. The doors to the establishment itself lay open, and the sound of revelries leak out onto the street.
I would go ahead and head into the establishment, and I'd start looking around, maybe listening, seeing if I can see anyone that either maybe has like a Russian accent or something like that.
The wooden insides are filled with men, drinking, and flamboyant women sitting on their laps. The crowds are singing, chatting, and gambling on the tables. A man stands behind a small counter on the entrance and bids a greeting to people who enter the business. "Good evening, sir," How may I be of assistance to you?
Yes. I would like a table for this evening. I'm here looking for a friend.
Ah! May I ask who you're looking up for, sir?
Well, I was looking for an individual by the name of Alexander. Do you know him?
Alexander? Perhaps a few more details?
Yes. Do you know anyone who's been maybe causing trouble around? He has
Plenty
quite
of
a
folks
penchant
cause
for.
trouble, sir. That's why they come to this house.
His name's Pushkin. Do you know him? He's been kicked out of a few places like this.
It would be remiss of me to volunteer such information. Perhaps you might offer me something or guarantee me something in return.
Quite. I'll slide him. What, like it's £5 or a pound or something like that. I
I
don't
mean,
know
a
what
fiver's pretty good.
fiver. Sure, I'll slide him a fiver and be like, yes, I'm just looking for the information, and if he happens to cause trouble at your establishment, I can assist you. If he doesn't, then there's no problem.
The man slams his hand on the counter, slipping the £5 note straight into his pocket. If you can get rid of him and make sure he doesn't come back, then yeah, alright. Alright. Go in the back. He's probably taking his frustrations out on some poor whore.
I see. He's that kind of client. He won't be a problem, I assure you.
Alright, Gov.
And I would stand up, I'd tip my hat, and I'd head back. I think as I head back though, when I'm out of sight, I think I'm going to try to start sneaking. I don't. I'm not going to do anything supernatural. I'm just going to try to be stealthy.
Yeah, alright. I don't think you need to roll for that.
Okay. And when I come up to the door, I want to kind of peek in and try to get eyes on the area without letting him know, if possible.
As you head
Sure.
towards the back, the long wooden corridor is lined with 3 doors, 2 of which are open. The middle door is shut, and muffled screams can be heard from behind it.
All right. And okay, I want to quietly open the door, and I want to see if I can go in without drawing his attention initially.
You try to open the door, but find it locked.
I will pick it.
Dexterity, lastly, please.
Nice.
Damn. The door opens silently, and as you peer inside, excuse me, you see the back of a man sitting on the bed, his legs astride a woman, and his left arm seems to be keeping something pressed down over what must be her face. His right arm is in the air with a clenched fist, swinging down with fierce power, as the woman lets out stifled screams.
Um, I want to lock the door behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a chair nearby? I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping I can sit down before he sees me. Okay.
With 6 successes at a critical, absolutely.
All right. I want to lock the door behind me, and then I want to sneak in and sit down in a chair, kind of cross-legged, and then I'm just going to say quite loudly, "Excuse me, Alexander."
The man stops his attack on the woman and twists his torso to look at you. You notice at that point he is only wearing his underwear, dirty, soiled, and sodden.
Good sir, you're not quite dressed appropriately for a meeting, but if you'd come over here and sit, I have something to discuss with you.
I'm not feeling the Russian accent tonight, so you're just going to have to picture it.
That's fine.
I think you'll find that I'm dressed pretty appropriately for a whorehouse. I mean, what the fuck are you even doing in here? I didn't want no man.
I'll first I'll stand up, and then I'll go to the door. I'll unlock it, and I'll wave for the woman to leave. I understand. It's just I needed to speak to you.
As the woman's leaving, she will, through, absolutely bloodied face, probably missing a tooth or two, which you can't tell if that's fresh or just her, and she whispers into your ear, "He has a temper. He was impotent." And then shuffles off.
Once she departs, I'll close and lock the door. You see, Mr. Pushkin, I need some information from you.
And that's why you come into this fucking whorehouse? You interrupt me when I'm doing very important work?
You and I both know nothing was getting done.
How do you know that? I'm beating some sense into this. It's horrible because my first reaction is to say poor defenseless woman, but that's obviously not what the character would say.
Right.
Beating some sense into this harlot. Or I was.
Well, good sir, based on how you're dressed, I can quite plainly see nothing was getting done.
You say that, sir, but then she'll certainly think twice before doing this line of work again.
And is it her fault that she was stuck with a client such as yourself?
Absolutely. She is only a mere woman, sir. Her place is in the house, not out on the streets.
Yes, perhaps. Who knows what drove her to such a things? Perhaps it was lack of satisfaction at home. Surely
Lack
you
of moral
understand.
fibre, sir.
What would your wife do?
What wife? I have no wife.
Ah, of course. I should have
And if
guessed.
I had a wife, she would be a woman of high moral virtue. Not like
Perhaps
the
of moral
floozies you have in this city, standing around on every street corner, showing off their thighs and legs to any old stranger that passes by with a farthing.
I wonder, how long do you think your wife would sit idly by and remain unsatisfied? Eventually, you'd think she'd seek out some
My
sort
wife
of
would do
companionship.
exactly what she's told and think not above her station. Oh, I hate this fucking
Of
guy.
course. I'm quite certain that you know exactly how your wife would be if you could find one.
And the problem is, sir, that there is a lack of moral fibre in today's society.
Yes, I mean, you know what they say. Birds of a feather flock together. I'm sure you do struggle finding people of that quality.
He's using fancy words, sir, but I'm sure I should feel insulted.
Oh no, I'm here for. Sorry, we've been fencing with words. I'm just here for some simple information. Something that I'm sure you could help me with. I've come because I need information regarding uh, pollen, pollenen,
Pollen.
pollenen.
I ain't gonna volunteer no information. You make it worth me while.
Uh, very well. Let's see here. I think what I will do is I think I'm going to go ahead and throw a throwing knife at his leg, like thigh or something like that.
Excellent. I think that's going to be an automatic success, to be quite frank with you, at this close range. It would
Okay.
be particularly remiss if you missed, so... That was my leg!
I'd open up my jacket and show my vest where I've got throwing knives strapped to either side of the vest. I've got plenty more where that came from. Now, let's be civil. I want to have a conversation with you. I can't guarantee your safety if you refuse.
Refuse what? And you'll notice he's sort of losing his balance a bit. He is slowly falling down onto his knees from the pain.
I would quickly approach him and I'd gently set him down in the chair. I'd pat him on his shoulder. Now, Mr. Pushkin, I need information. If you can't give me information regarding Rizto, I need information on someone else. Who can get me closer?
I ain't gonna be snitching on no one.
I would rub his shoulder in a friendly manner, and then I'd grab the knife and I'd just kind of pull it up a little bit more. Now we can go about this two ways. I've got many
Man
more
let out a
knives.
scream of pain, by the way. Carry on.
Yeah, so I'll pull the knife up. We can do this the friendly way as I pat, or we can do this the hard way, and I'll pull up on the knife. I've got more knives. You don't need all your fingers or limbs. I'm sure we can do this slowly or quickly.
Do for me. Manipulation and intimidation, please. Or would you
Okay.
Or would you prefer dexterity and intimidation? Both could apply.
I mean, dexterity intimidation would be a stronger roll for sure.
Do dexterity and intimidation for me then, please.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Alright. What? I don't know much. We're kept all separately. Alright? Only one of us can contact another one. I can tell you where the Smirnovs are. I say where they are. They move around a lot.
Good, good. What information can you give me regarding Tikhon and Makai?
They drink like a lot. A lot. If you're gonna find them anywhere, you're gonna find them in a pub. Probably singing or some stupid thing.
Do you know any pub that's their particular favorite?
Any that serves booze. The stronger the better.
I see, I see. I can certainly work with that. Do you have any other information I can make use of?
This fucking hurts.
Oh, would you like me to stop the pain?
Yes. Yes.
I would give a wry smile, and then I would snap his neck.
Strength and brawl for me, please.
Oof, that is not going to be good. Okay,
Would you prefer...
makes sense. It makes sense though.
You could probably
Actually,
do
let me.
dexterity and brawl if you want.
I could do dexterity and brawl. Okay, yeah, I might not need a bullet search then. Oops, crap. Hold on. There we go.
I'll let you have that. You break the man's neck. He twitches for a few moments as you still grasp him, and finally slumps down into the chair, slowly falling out of it as his corpse rests upon the wooden floor.
I would recover my knife and is there like a alley or something nearby, maybe out the window?
Yeah.
Okay, I would unlock the door and I'd open the window and I'd just jump out with the body, or toss the body and then jump out, and I'd hide him amongst some trash, and then I'd be on my way.
Perfect. A little later, in the night, Inspector Grey meets up with Alistair outside of the Whitechapel Haven. Inside, the Coterie awaken for the night. Outside of Aldrich's room is a telegram that was delivered during the day and has been placed there presumably by the house itself to grab his attention.
Are you writing me letters now? Saying to the house?
No.
No. I'd much rather prefer that. I'll look at the telegram.
The telegram reads, "If I'm right, you'll be reading this tonight. You are all in great danger. The Great Dome will collapse in on you tonight if we do not meet at the Marylebone safe area. I can save you from damnation."
Is it signed?
Nope. That'd be too easy.
Look at it. Last the house. Who do you... I mean, it's a rhetorical question. I know you saw who did this. You're not going to tell me, are you?
No.
All right. Fuck you too. Would Evelyn not be here? I would assume, maybe. I don't know.
Eveline has been called away for the night to perform somewhere outside of the city.
So I'll go to Sir Drake and Thurston's room. Knock.
I'm up.
I'm the door.
I'll hold up the telegram. We're being threatened or probably put into a trap. Evelyn's gone, so it's wig off. It's boys' night. If you want to go stumble into this mess with me.
Who's been writing you love letters?
Well, I don't know who. You know, the fucking house won't help me. But, right, yeah, here's this. Marylebone safe area. That's where we're supposed to go. Or we're all going to die, and, you know the drill.
I mean, it's a typical night for us, right?
Right. Sounds exciting, honestly.
He didn't tell you who left it here, by the sounds of it.
No. Curious who got in here. Was able to leave this for me. It's someone who knows things and who knows how to get in and out of here without getting trapped in here. So either way, I'm curious to talk to this individual.
It matters not.
Are you eavesdropping now?
I just assumed he always was.
Yes.
Oh, he's getting cheeky. All right. So yeah, Thurston, everyone, go meet the others at Elysium, and probably seems like the first order of business, unless there's something else you had in mind.
Alright, it's either someone that actually wants to help us, and I will be astonished if that's the case, or it's our hunter friends.
Well, that's what I was sort of thinking and sort of hoping it too.
I'm on board either way, let's go.
All right, so bring all your toys.
No.
I'll get the carriage. I'll go get Durston, get the carriage.
As soon as you open the door, you see Alistair get ready to knock. Oh, hi.
Hello. Hold up the letter. This isn't you, is it?
I can't write. I turn and walk
No,
back.
if you're joking or not. All right.
Did everybody want tools before we head out?
What?
What do you mean by tools?
I have quite the armory. If need be.
That. I just pull up my kind of ornamental sword. I'm kind of, I mean, I know that I'm not the fighter type, but I was trained using this, and it's got the right balance, you know?
Alright, well, I want to go get something bigger and louder before we head out, so I suppose it's time you all see my estate. I'll grab some firearms along the way. Unless anybody objects.
No, not at all. Actually, I'll send the carriage for you to go. Oh, you get your own carriage. You go get weapons. I'll go freshen up at my place. I can go pick up the inspector, and maybe we can meet there.
Plan.
All right. So I'm going to head to feed, get my fix. I don't know if we want to roleplay this, but I want to switch things up a little bit. As far as drug, I want to try the new stuff, the good stuff, cocaine stuff, because thinking things might get a little more physical, and I don't need to be calm for this.
I think we'll act that out because it's going to be a short game otherwise.
Okay. So yeah, I'm heading to my.
You wanted
my
to see this to be a long game?
When the Malkavian says that, you're never sure how you should answer. Is it just Aldrich heading to his establishment, or is there anyone joining him?
His
You all want to see
establishment?
Sir Drake's estate, don't you?
That's my choice. Fuck going to the place we keep stopping off at so everybody can feed.
Feed and get drugs.
Forget the important part.
Aldrich travels alone to his establishment and heads inside, seeing the man, managing it for the night. Good evening, sir. Your usual area?
Right, usual area. I want to try the new things that's been making us all this money. That I need some of the pick me up medicine. So get someone on that and then send them in pronto.
Of course, sir. There is also someone awaiting to meet you in your area, sir.
Ooh.
He was unspecific with a name. He merely said that he is a supplier.
Well, is he wanting to meet me or?
I believe he was very
Selfish
specific in
me.
wanting to meet you, sir.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Me or Aldrich.
Looking at him,
Do I have to
sir,
go get my
I don't
wig
think
or
he's
not?
going to mind either way.
Right, but here's the thing, I mind. I put a lot of work into going back and forth between this, and I care about... I have to present myself in different ways depending on who I'm dealing with. Is this someone who's going to need a firm hand or a kind word?
Loose wrist.
I don't think it's a good idea to threaten to punch the person who might be supplying us. But at the end of the day, sir, you are the boss. Boss.
Right, and I pay all of you so much fucking money to just give me decent advice every once in a while.
wanted
This is a
advice,
criminal
sir?
thing. Am I dealing with a
thought you
criminal here?
I thought you just wanted me to manage the whores and the drugs.
Right, but I mean that it takes a respectable person to do that. I assume you're quite sharp.
If I may,
Really,
sir,
I just
I
wanna
believe
know-
that you would be able to be yourself rather than your alternative persona.
Right, makes me feel better because I did not bring the wig, so that helps. All right. I will head towards the usual spot to see who's waiting.
I need to think of a user-friendly way to describe this gentleman. Sat upon your silk cushions and satin sheets, in a formal suit. Clearly of Middle Eastern origin. And no, I'm not doing a fucking accent. As you enter, he stands to greet you, but does not extend his hand. Ah, you must be the man responsible for selling so much of my product.
Perhaps. I know most of our suppliers. I don't know if I've met you before. What's your name, sir? You obviously know me.
For now, I'm unwilling to be on a first-name basis with you. Merely refer to me as Smith. Mr. Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith. What can I help you with?
I have noticed that of all the people I am currently supplying in London, none are quite as prolific as you, sir.
Right, I'm not that smart. You're going to have to explain what that means to me.
You sell more of anything than anyone else who is currently purchasing from me.
Right, supply, demand, all that. So, there's a point to all this. Are you just here to
There is indeed.
puff me up?
I wish to make a modification to our deal.
I can handle modifications.
Now, no doubt you've noticed that there must be some people who have shall we say, developed a taste for the product, you're seeing them more and more often.
Well, it practically sells itself.
It is of those people I would wish to induct, shall we say. Now, it won't
I
affect
mean,
your
we shall say
business.
whatever. I just want to know what you mean by that.
I wish to meet with them on a more regular basis, and as I say, it will not affect your business. Perhaps quite the opposite, it may bring more to you. But these people are of particular interest to me for study and experimentation.
Oh, you want me to send you junkies for some sort of experiments?
Precisely. In exchange, to make it worth your while, of course, I would be willing to offer you a discount on the product you purchase.
Right, I hear what you're saying. It's been a thing lately. I feel like everyone's gotten together and conspired against me to say, look, we're all going to strike deals with good old Aldrich. You know, he's an honest man. He's a good businessman. We're going to make deals with him, but we're not going to tell him shit about ourselves. The whole gentleman part of the businessman. I mean, I got into this to make a name for myself, to rub elbows with the right people, and none of you want to tell me who the fuck you are. And it bothers me. It really does. I hear you. I want to work with you. I want to know you, you know? I want us to be partners, not just two mysterious benefactors. I have enough of mysterious benefactors right now, and I'm sick of it, to be honest. I mean, call me petty, call me whatever you want. It's just how I'm feeling at the moment, really. I want to know who you are, Mr. Smith. I want to know what you're doing with these loyal customers I'll be sending you.
He looks you straight in the eye as he reaches to his top pocket and produces a card. It simply has... I have no idea what the fuck it's even called. I think it's the head of Set on it. And you may... I don't know if Aldrich is experienced enough with various things, but this is something that is somewhat known at this time period, at least of just being an Egyptian hieroglyph. He places it on the table in front of you and then just slides it over.
Alright, pharaohs and all that is what we've got in our museums. So you're part of that lot. All the rage right now. Alright. This is a good start. I like making friends with interesting people. Oh man, the local folk are... I'm getting sick of him, so I like where this is going.
I quite understand. They are most uncouth. Unlike us.
Right, they can be. They can be. Do you mind just sticking around just for just a little bit? I should have a meal at any moment, and I would like if you were here for that.
Perhaps you wish to experience something straight from the source. I have with me a small sample I usually share that might be of interest for you to indulge yourself in.
Alright, let's see it then.
He reaches once more into his jacket, and he produces a small metal flask. He tips it out onto the table, and you see white, yellowish lumps of crystalline powder that glitter under the night sky, under the gaslight lamp, sorry. This is a purity I'm sure you have not experienced yet. We are constantly searching for ways to modify and strengthen and enhance the potency of the product.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, I take pride in what I do and the products I push. Best for best of the best, you know? This is just in, like, the powder form, you said?
I mean, someone once told me that it comes in these strange blocks that you then have to break down the purer it is. And then you, I'm told, break it down further and further into a fine powder, I'm told.
I'll take a look at it. Right, all right. You have my attention, Mr. Smith. You really do. So I have an associate. It'll be really any fucking second now, and then we'll proceed. Take a seat and wait for my meal to be delivered.
As your voices die down, you'll notice that the manager of the establishment very swiftly enters in with a mortal who looks a little bit worse for wear, but not overly so.
All right, thank you. I want you to try this. I'll point to the product that the man has displayed.
All right. He's at that stage of intoxication where it's like you could give him a piece of blue tack and he'd be like, "Yep, all right."
So yeah, I'll watch as he does that. Watch his reaction. Give it a few moments to let it get into his bloodstream.
Let's
how's
not
it
go
making
into
you
the
feel?
fine details of how imbibing drugs should be done, but I believe at this time in humankind it would have been smoked. I'm not sure if they had discovered insufflation at this point or not.
They did injections too, didn't they?
That's a good point as well.
I think that
Either
would
way,
probably be our typical mode for the medicine man.
No matter which way you ingest this drug, you've only got like 30 seconds to a minute before it intoxicates you. And the well-dressed Middle Eastern man reach over to you almost as soon as some prey has finished imbibing and say, "You will only have a short amount of time. Judging from this one, I would say that this might be a little bit too much for him. I suggest haste so you can enjoy the product before he enjoys it too much."
Right, so you know what I'm about to do then.
Of course.
All right, it makes me feel better. I mean, this is things I like to know. I just like to know things up front. Although I understand we can't really be too upfront about that. That's why I was about to just drain a person in front of you, and if you reacted weird, that's gonna make you forget the whole thing happened. All right,
You
this
probably
is good.
would have received a
Good.
round of applause, sir.
Well, allow me to have a taste then, and I'll then drink from the individual.
Do your feeding roll, please. That's perfect, that's fine. If you want to, you can drain him, or you can just slake 2 hunger.
I'm under the impression that in his state and with the new stuff in his system, he probably won't survive one way or another. Then I might as well make use of it, and I will drain him dry.
Okay, you can slake 5 hunger. You take, I think it's meant to be 2 humanity stains for killing while feeding, but I'm going to make it 1 humanity stain for this because, you know, he was basically dead anyway. You may spend 2 willpower points to reroll a messy critical or bestial failure. Difficulties to resist or control frenzy have increased by 1. As you feel this tainted vitae course through your own veins, energizing you to a point that You're almost ecstatic. You feel euphoric. For lack of any better phrase, you feel like you are $1 million.
Pounds where I'm from?
As the body slumps down dead in front of you, your companion clasps his hands with a smile on his face. Excellent. Most excellent. We should not deny what we are to ourselves. Feeding your inner beast is something to be enjoyed, encouraged. It is only through doing so that we might be able to gain our own sense of control of ourselves after all.
Mr. Smith, I'll be honest, I didn't hear a word that you fucking said, but we've got a deal. That shit is amazing. Assuming it is of higher quality than I've tasted in other people before.
Your fangs are numb.
Alright. I'm not even gonna ask what sort of experiments you plan on doing with these lucky individuals, but right, consider them yours. How exactly is this gonna work out, though? Where do I send them? Are you gonna be nesting in one of my establishments?
I shall leave a stack of pamphlets on your front counter, and I shall, with your permission, have an agent of mine in your establishment on the lookout for anyone with my particular requirements. If it makes you feel any better, I can assure you they won't be physically harmed.
Well, I mean, I don't care that much about it. I mean, they'll remain customers, though. All these people are going to disappear and I'm losing my customer base, or you're going to indoctrinate them in something or another, but they'll still be purchasing what they need to purchase.
They shall still be purchasing from you, and if anything, it may increase your customer base.
Alright, I don't see a reason why I'd say no to you, Mr. Smith. I really don't. I'm sure we can trust each other moving forward. Of course, if you're going to have someone in my establishment, I will have final say over what they have access to and what they do. They'll need to be someone I feel comfortable with. You understand, right?
Of course. They would only need access to your front room. They need not be behind the scenes at any point. Quite the opposite, really.
Right. Alright, we run sort of a family establishment here, so I just want them to feel like part of the team. So I'll be checking in on them from time to time once in the door, but it all sounds good to me.
Excellent. I'm glad we have been able to reach a business deal at such a swift pace.
I'll reach out the thicker, calloused hand to shake.
He won't even hesitate. He will reach out with his own cold grip. And you'll notice that even with your hand, it's strangely firm handshake.
I hold it for just a little too long and really look at him for a second. So, what are the odds that the people in charge know you're here?
That depends on who you consider in charge, doesn't it?
Right. Which I guess depends on who you consider in charge. So tell me, who knows you're here and who doesn't?
My family knows that I am here.
Who are your family?
They are...
Speaking in a clan sense.
I believe that will come in time. I'm sure, as you are of the venturing
Wound me,
line.
Mr. Smith. Well, we were just talking about trust and all this, and you're just the clan's all I ask for.
You will soon learn that there are clans that you have never heard of before from faraway lands. In time, you shall learn of these. I shall tell you. But tonight, let's not sour our business arrangements so soon.
All right, and in time, Mr. Smith, you'll find I'm extremely impatient. So, I really hope our timelines sync up. But, I'll release his hand after the shake. All right. I think we understand each other, at least for this agreement to be successful, at the very least.
Indeed we do, sir. I hope you have a pleasant and profitable night.
All right. Can't wait to see your pamphlets flirting about here in the near future, Mr. Smith.
Good night, Sir Aldrich.
Let's hope so. I will take my leave.
Sir Drake, and I'm going to assume the rest of the coterie. Heading towards Sir Drake's establishment.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wish to discuss on your carriage right there, or would you like to just arrive?
I'm good.
Okay. The carriage, sans Aldrich, pulls up outside Sir Drake's estate. He finds it in exactly the same way he has left it, and escorts the rest of the coterie inside of the building.
Get inside and the whole place is trashed. Head over to the bookcase and reach for the copy of Homer's Odyssey and pull the case or move to the side. Just down here. Head down the stone steps and into the totally not Victorian era Batcave. Cot, books, and just thanks to my copious points that I put into the armory, just a bunch of weapons lining the wall, blades and rifles.
Giant
and
penny
I reach up
for no reason that anyone knows.
Yeah.
I get that reference.
And so Drake will reach up and take a bolt action rifle from the wall, go to a trunk that's at the end of a bed. Things open. He's rummaging around in there, pulls out a fixed bayonet and attaches it to the end of the rifle. Turns around. Help yourself to anything you like.
That seems counterintuitive.
Oh, it's quite effective.
To shoot them before they got close.
Oh, it's not always up to you, is it?
Okay, it still seems counterintuitive because you can do the thing with your... Yeah.
Oh, you mean...
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to draw on my reserves to stab somebody with this.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, and I'll make sure the Webley's secured in the inside coat.
You have a pistol laying around?
Yeah, the wall is, because I've got like 3 points in armory, so the wall is racked with weapons, pistols.
Over and I have a pistol.
I think it's a melee weapon, a pistol, and a rifle for every point in armory, or something like that. So yeah, and I've got 3 points in armory. So
I look down. I'm holding the gun, like looking in the barrel. How's the bullet come out?
well, it has to be loaded first. I don't keep them loaded when they're on the wall.
Oh, loaded.
Bullets are over there. There's like a big, just metallic case sitting underneath.
I go grab some. I grab. Are they in a clip or do I have to put them in?
You open the trunk, like the metal case, and you see they're assorted by weapon type, so you're probably holding a revolver, and I point out the revolver rounds.
I just flip the gun upside down and try to shove him in correctly. I don't get it.
Knock yourself out, just don't shoot me.
Or me.
Well, is everybody content?
Oh yeah, I'm just following along. I'm not into the whole drugs thing, so I let Aldrich kind of do that by himself.
Drugs?
Fair enough.
He's doing drugs?
Well,
You really are oblivious, aren't you?
each to his own.
Hey, where do I put this as I start to shove it down the front of my pants?
Just don't aim it at your and I just move it to your hip instead of pointing directly down between you. All right, well, I say we're about as prepared as we can get, shall we?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Well,
Probably to our doom.
Oh, we're going
we
back
go
to
to Elysium.
God.
Mm,
People telling us what to do every time we go over there.
we'll just ignore them. We have our own agenda this evening.
Ooh, fantastic.
And I'll lead everybody out and back to the carriage, I guess, unless anyone's got anything else they want to do.
Anything you wish to talk about on your journey, or would you all like to meet up outside the Marylebone Elysium?
Go and meet.
The Coterie.
Happen.
The Coterie meet up with Aldrich outside the Marylebone Elysium. They head out of the carriage and greet each other on the streets.
After a few minutes, another carriage will come up, and Gray will come out, and he'll hurry over to the group. Good night, gents. Sorry I'm running a little late today. The missus had me taking out some trash earlier tonight.
Okay, well. How have you been, Inspector? Any luck with your investigations?
Yes. I've had some luck. The night's been well to me, indeed.
The trash is that fun?
Oh no, garbage is never fun. But just the past week I've made some progress. Things have been good.
All right, well. We've had some interesting communication. Aldrich, do you want to show him the letter?
Right, yeah. Go to him. Did not realize this was at an Elysium.
Gray will read over the letter. Oh, this is most interesting.
Right, well, we're hoping it leads to something fun. We'll see what happens.
I don't think you two have the same definition for fun that I do.
We'll just have to
dearest,
fix that, Thurston. Thurston, what is your definition of fun? What's the perfect day for Thurston?
I feel like he was just being facetious when he was saying that, though. Like,
I mean, I don't get to have fun very often, but the ball is coming up soon. I quite look forward to that.
see, now you're just being facetious. You wanted to quit lying to each other.
I'm impressed you even know what that word means.
I know quite a bit, thank you.
Right. Let's you'll see what they want. Whoever they are.
I hope
You head
they have
in.
tea.
You head into the Marylebone Elysium. A large man in a suit halts you as you enter and says, "You must relinquish your weapons before you are permitted inside. They will be returned safely to you as you exit."
Very.
How hard this is to put this in here. And I pull the pistol out and hand it to him.
I'd open up my jacket and unstrap the two sets of throwing knives from either side of my vest.
Oh, I've got to remember everything Sir Drake's carrying.
Yeah, I was going to say, when it comes to Sir Drake, let's not go through the list because I don't want to live that long.
We did this with yeah.
Batarangs.
And then he takes the sword out and
Sharp
puts
repellent.
it on the desk. And then he takes the Webley revolver, puts that on the desk. And then he reaches down and
Drake starts the process, and while he's still doing it, everybody else has put theirs on and passed him.
yeah. Reach down and take the trench knife out of the thing on his boot and put that on the desk. And that is everything, yeah. I don't want to see a single item mistreated.
It will all be returned safely to you, sir.
You best hope so. And I head inside.
He didn't mean it. As I walk past.
I of course am unarmed because, well, you see the lot I travel with. It would be overkill.
Please proceed inside. The Coterie enter into the Elysium. They find it fairly quiet, especially compared to the main Elysium. They see Sri Sansa as seen in a corner, looking over a thick book, and a handful of other unknown kindred are sat around, quietly talking to each other. In the centre table is a man in a tweed suit and bowler hat that stands as the Coterie enter, beckoning them over to sit with him. You all recognise him as Mr. Jackal.
I am quite disappointed. But there we go.
I suppose that's one mystery solved.
I walk up. Oh, hi!
Good evening. I knew you would be coming.
Here. Did you get the same letter?
I sent you the letter. I think I sent you the letter.
He sent it.
No, I sent it. Did I send it?
I don't know.
Did you send it?
Did you sign it?
No. Did you sign it?
I can if you want me to. You have a pen?
Yes.
I get it. I go over. I hold my hand out to Aldrich.
I will sigh and put the telegram in his hand.
I
Sort of
sign
leaning
it,
over
I pick it back over and I hand it to
Sir Drake.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I have a meeting in the Marylebone Elysium.
Say to Sir Drake, I assume this is what he was like when you met him the first time?
Unfortunately, yes.
Different than the
Look.
theater.
This is the very definition of overpromising and under-delivering in my book. So, Mr. Jackal, as vaunted as your presence is, why are we here?
He just gives you this strange look. That's right. You don't know yet. Please, join me. Sit. It is most important I speak with you all. As I understand it, you have been asked to go to St. Paul's Cathedral, and you have your own, more personal reasons to go as well. I have seen you do this before. It turned out badly for you. But fear not, for I was able to acquire you a passage into the very bowels of the church itself. And here's the fun bit. The lower levels of the church are not consecrated. You can safely walk there without fear. You see, old St. Paul's burned down, and in 1697 the new cathedral was consecrated, But the Right Reverend Henry Compton never bothered to venture further into the cathedral than where you stood. The last time you tried it, or was it the first time you tried it, you were foolish enough to try and enter through the main floor. You were almostly charred to final death, and those of you that weren't were quickly felled by those that wield their faith as a weapon.
So there's another entrance somewhere below ground.
Yes! He's a sharp one, this one. Do you know where it is?
No, but I bet we know who does. And I turn and look at Thurston.
Is that true?
I'm sorry. As soon as you and Alistair here started conversing with each other, I kind of zoned out because those conversations don't tend to be
That's
important.
rude. Stop blaming me for you not paying attention.
He's right, though. It is in Temple Bar Gate.
See, I told you he knew.
Genius.
You're welcome.
There is a room forgotten about by the kine. You shall find the entrance on the side in an unassuming building. In that room, long hidden away, a door that leads down under the ground and into the undercroft of the cathedral lies. From there, though, my eyes are blind, and you shall be on your own. But that is your only chance for survival. It's most useful that the Nosferatu knows this.
Yes, well done, Thurston. Well done.
You're
I concur. That's impressive, Thurston and Mr. Jackal. It's good to. I'm quite grateful you've provided us with this future insight. I certainly would not want to be felled on consecrated ground by faith or by other means. It's certainly appreciated.
You're most welcome.
Why are you doing this? What do you want?
For you to survive. It's important that you survive.
That might be the nicest thing anyone has ever said to us.
You're welcome.
I don't believe you, but what other choice do we have? Is there anything else we should know that you have seen?
Don't open... Wait, no. Sorry, that's not you. Never mind.
Wonderful.
Anyone else have
Well-
questions for Mr. Jackal?
Apparently, I have all the answers, so I don't really think we do need to ask him anything.
He's got a point. Well, Mr. Jackal, we appreciate your assistance. It's nice to know we have friends in high places.
Yes, and I'm glad that after our acquirement of your abode last week, that you found a new place to hide.
He's going to whisper to Alistair. What are they talking about? Are they crazy?
Can you fly?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
Just nod and smile. Nod and smile. Yes!
We turn. Poor Nitro.
Okay, thank you very much. And I will get up and I have to go.
Have a wonderful evening. I'm sure there was something I wanted to tell him about. Are you all leaving?
Get up. To get up to leave.
just do like a Columbo turn. Turn back to Mr. Jackal. Oh, did you hear about the group of kindred going to St. Paul's Cathedral tonight?
There was one group that I swear I saw them go in. And they already knew how to get there. Yeah, what about... They were charred to death because they just went straight in the front door.
Oh, well, I best go tell them not to do that. Is there anything else that you think they should know?
Be very careful because I can't see what's going on underneath. And that's really weird. There's not much that I can't see into the main floor itself either. I can see underneath or a way to it, but I can't see what is underneath. It's the most strange thing.
Okay.
But thank you for your inquiry.
Well, I'll let them know straight away.
That's very kind of you, sir. Here is a penny for your trouble.
Oh, that's fine. And I'll take it, like, sort of sleight of hand and then put it in the other palm. Here's the change. And I give it back to him.
Ah, thank you.
Leave.
Everyone leaving? Yeah.
Take another 15 minutes to rearm myself and then we're off.
Just as you're leaving, out of earshot, the man sitting at the table says, "That was it." Fuck.
Shiver was never going to tell us.
Yeah.
You head outside onto the streets of London once more, and each enter into the carriage. The carriage heads off on its way to Temple Bar Gate. Is there anything you wish to discuss upon your journey?
Was there anything else useful? He had a... Oh, I get... Got... Right. Never mind. Wig off again. Right, I'm not in the headspace to deal with that shit tonight. I really am not. Sorry I had to get out of there. Did he say anything else of import?
Was something I sort of caught the first time around, but he confirmed it. Someone as clearly as powerful as he cannot see into the cathedral itself, or to the place where we're headed. That's enough to give me a cause for concern.
Well, I mean, duh. Can't see inside unless you go inside.
Perhaps some sort of divine protection?
Wards, maybe. Blood magic. I'm just guessing until we get there. I'm sure you will be able to shed light on it, Inspector.
We will see.
Don't bring light. They'll know we're coming.
I'll point out the meaning of the word metaphor in the dictionary to you one day, and things will be less awkward.
What is my memory a bit. We're just going in to get the one bloke for that lady, right?
Pandora? Yeah, but there was something else we had to do too.
Hunters.
Oh yeah, we were going to draw out the hunters.
I
But we
dare
don't want to
say.
do that.
No, I dare say if we have a mind to head straight into where they probably operate from, that will make them act. Unless they're incredibly patient.
Oh, that's good enough for me. I'll be able to even get the drop on them, it sounds like, if this is a place that they forgot about. Way in. useful. Just not sure what we have permission to do. If it's supposed to be strictly rescue that individual, or if we're allowed to make an example of things once we're inside.
Well, I think we aim for rescue, and everything else we can claim in self-defense.
It's good enough for me because, I mean, you weren't there. It made me feel pretty bad inside when I saw my place and they were getting ready just to burn it down. To know people have been in your home and just rummaged around your things, I didn't like it. So I'd like them to know that at any moment, maybe we could be inside their home.
I'll enjoy making my presence felt, certainly.
If only burning down the church would burn away their faith.
I mean, it can't hurt, right? At least try.
Or it could reinforce it and turn the church into some sort of martyr.
Yeah, and then we would all be killed because somebody's unhappy we just burned down a church and waged war.
Oh, we don't have to go that far, but I mean, just a small example of maybe why they should back off.
Agreed.
Oh,
Fire's bad too.
like on the same page.
Carriage pulls up just outside Temple Bar Gate. The streets are fairly quiet, and the only odd passing person makes their way through the night. Temple Bar Gate stands a bridge to the street before the Coterie. To its side is a wall, and on the other side of the street is a quiet, unassuming building. The curtains are drawn with no light seeming to emanate from the empty, unknown house.
So it's in there somewhere, presumably.
This is like a house, like a residential looking building.
Yeah, on one side. On the other side, it's just this empty-ish wall. I mean, the picture is time period accurate.
Let's forget this underneath my character.
I'd like to go ahead and activate heightened senses. I think it's free.
I believe that
I
one
just
is
wanted
free.
to- Yeah, I'll just let you know it's on in case something bad happens.
An Inspector, perhaps you could turn your keen eyes to finding a point of ingress for us.
Oh yes, I can look around. I'll look around and see if I can find a way in.
Would you prefer wits and awareness or intelligence and investigation?
Wits and awareness.
Okay, wits and awareness for me, please.
Okay, one moment.
Perfect. Inspector Gray stands in the archway nearest the house, running his hand over the solid wall that feels cold under his touch. As he runs his hand over the stone, an inscription above him catches his attention. It reads, "That which is hidden can be revealed by those that are of the hidden already," and a small hand-shaped imprint follows it.
Interesting. Can I look at this with Sense the Unseen?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Show me sense the unseen, please. I think that's free, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I just have to use Auspex instead of one of the rolls.
Wits
So
and
like wits and
Auspex,
Auspex.
yeah. Do it, yeah. Do sense the unseen for me then, please. You wield a vitae to your eyes, gazing upon the wall. As you gaze upon it, you can see that there is clearly some kind of thaumaturgic, I hope I pronounced that right, ward upon it.
And the inscription says one of the hidden can open it.
That which is hidden can be revealed by those that are of the hidden already. Followed by a small handprint.
Um,
Talking about.
Are we
First-
all there for this, or did he go? I assume.
You're all there.
Thurston did so.
Yeah.
See if you're able to open this doorway. Place your hand here.
I was worried you were going to ask me to do that. I'll walk up and I'll put my
He
hand
was
on it.
worried we were going to ask him to do something.
It says one of the hidden should be able to open it. Unless I'm
yeah. That does actually make sense. I thought you were just having him be the guinea pig, like I was about to do. But no, that
No,
actually
no,
might be
I
right.
understood. I understood why he was asking me specifically.
Oh, I didn't.
Don't like touching things that I don't know what they do.
Thurston places his hand upon the imprint. For a moment, he feels a warm surge rush through him, and then it stops.
And that's it.
That's it.
Perhaps
It warms me
it's
up a little
different.
bit.
Go. What was that, Thurston?
It warms me up a little bit. That's about it.
See if the
Good
door
to
works.
Well, Thurston says he felt something, but alas, it does not seem to be working. Perhaps the inscription refers to a different kind of hidden. Let's see.
I mean, did he try the door? Maybe it's just like a lock. You do it and it's unlocked. Now you can open the door.
Yeah, with the
yes.
same hand that I touched the handprint with, I just grabbed the doorknob and just try and turn it, see if it's still locked.
It's still locked. What doorknob?
The one
Okay.
we put on there.
We bring a doorknob with like sticky glue with us, so we
Get
just
everywhere I go.
Yeah. Also, there's a
Inspector
cat
Gray.
here now.
Do intelligence and intelligence for me, please.
I think I know what I need to do. Let me try something else first. If you all wouldn't mind turning around for a moment, I want to try something else. When everyone looks away, I want to try using obfuscate.
I don't look away. I look over my shoulder.
I was about to say, Elder doesn't like being told that either. I think he's gonna try to look what the hell he's
I
about
know
to do.
what's happening. I intentionally just like.
Well, it seems that I'm having some issues. Perhaps you want to give this a try, Alistair?
Give what a try.
Just go become hidden and then try the
You
door.
can't do that if people are looking.
I'll look away and
Right, that's why you want it. You just gotta say what you're doing. I'll be honest. I peeked, Inspector, because you said
Yeah,
look away. So of course I didn't.
What he said.
and here I thought there was something wrong with me.
Well, we'll see. Try it again. Promise I
Okay.
won't look this time.
I turn
So,
to look away.
If everyone looks away, I'll use obfuscate.
You thought it'd be a short game, Shiv. We're not.
Also, you
looks
can
like
use
that's
obfuscate.
I'm
You
just
use-
sat here thinking, if you're having this many problems just trying to get in, you're fucked once you're in.
Now that I'm invisible, I want to put my hand on it.
You put your hand upon the handprint, and the stone stays cold to your touch.
You know, Inspector, I think we're being too specific with the hidden thing, because we're all kind of hidden. You know, I got an idea. I'm going to cut my hand so it's bleeding a little bit. And
Do a
then
rouse
I'm
check for
going
me,
to touch-
please. Gain a
Of
hunger.
course, yeah.
That's a lot of blood.
And yeah. Oh, too much. Oh,
Listen,
sorry,
don't do it.
Yeah, sorry. Might make it a little bit of a mess, and I put my hand on the.
Excellent. A small stone door slowly opens on the wall, revealing a twisted staircase that leads up, twisting back on itself, and leading inside of the gate above you.
So you're on the roll tonight. You knew where the door was back at the club, and now this. All right.
You know, maybe Mr. Jackal just sees something in me that I haven't found yet myself.
All right. No, keep this going. I think you should be the first in. Lead the charge.
Well done,
Mm,
person. That was quite a genius move unlocking this door. I could not figure it out.
Guys, don't be alarmed. But I can hear the inspector. I can't see him.
Very well. I'll scout ahead. I'm sorry for any sort of unease I cause. I'll scout ahead a little bit since I'm already hidden.
You head
I
in.
don't think any of us should get too separated. Let's all go.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll follow behind.
As would I, yeah.
Excellent. The Coterie enter, and they hear the stone door slowly close itself and begin to make their way up the stairs cautiously. As you reach the top, you find yourselves in a room covered in dust. In the center is a large dining table with two large silver candelabras somehow lit mysteriously. Laid out on the table are plates filled with now rotten food. At the head of the table is a skeleton covered in cobwebs, with all its flesh long already decayed away. A book in front of the skeleton lays closed, and though covered in dust and cobwebs, the title, The Primrose Path, can be easily read. Across the room is a doorway, closed and also layered in dust. On one wall are two pictures, a young, beautiful, exotic and elegant lady with a plaque underneath labelled Lily, and another of a man in an expensive suit with a plaque labelled Francis, bedecked with an impressive beard. Alistair's eyes gloss over for a brief moment. He can see the back of one of the Coterie's heads, tilting a portrait, and the door opening that leads onwards, though he is unable to tell which portrait it is being tilted, as their head obscures his field of view.
Gotta turn a picture.
What?
Why would you want to do that?
I can see the future. And I go up and I take the one with Lily and I tilt it the way that I saw.
A section of the wall clunks and opens behind Alistair. It catches his attention as a large, sharpened piece of wood is launched across the room to aim straight at his chest. Dexterity and athletics, please.
Cool. I can see the future. Dexterity, what?
Dexterity and athletics, please.
Athletics, okay.
I can see the future. Thump.
I'm re-rolling.
Oh no.
Hmm. What?
The wooden stake drives through the air, narrowly. No, that's the wrong one. The wooden stake drives its way into the kindred's chest, straight into his heart, staking him into torpor
Reroll.
as
Get a
his
reroll.
lifeless body drops to the
Gotta
floor
reroll.
with a thud. Oh, go on then.
Okay, I was waiting for DM to.
The wooden stake drives its way into the kindred's chest, straight into his heart, staking them into torpor as his lifeless body drops to the floor with a thud. That's how we try to avoid character death here. You're fucking staked, mate. And on that
walk
note,
over and go ahead.
and on that note, while they have enough time to try and plan, we'll take a break.
Plan.
We shall be right back.
I can tell the future.
Sure. I mean, we could always bring him back, and then if he wants to give the other painting a shot, we'll let him.
Right. I mean, let's not be hasty either. I mean, we've got a moment of silence here. I'm quite enjoying it. Hear me out. We prop him up, the table with these skeletons. We go do our thing. Come back, grab a steak on the way. I think you'd like it.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but our good friend Alistair, it's not like he's torpid. He's just paralyzed. He can hear us. We shouldn't be mistreating him.
All right, I'm not told about mistreating anyone. It seems like a nice little setup, but yeah, we could do that too. All right, so has anyone been staked before?
I can't say I have, no.
So I would look towards Sir Drake, assuming if anyone has, it's been him.
Came close a few times, but no.
All right, is it just as simple as we pull it out and it'll be all right?
From what I've
I
heard, yeah.
believe so. As long as you get to him immediately and he doesn't have time to go too hungry.
All right. Golden Thurston, you said you wanted to give him a tug, right?
Yeah. And I'll walk over and as I'm kneeling down to help him, I'm like, I can see the future. And I uncork the bottle in my back pocket. And then as soon as I pull the steak out, I shove the bottle in his mouth.
It's all just one huge euphemism at this point.
Thurston unzips slowly. No. Thurston removes the stake from Alistair's heart. He regains consciousness and immediately swallows the vitae in his mouth. Because, if you're a spitter, you're a quitter. Normally, you would come out of this at 5 hunger, but because of the kindred blood, you may slake 3 of that hunger down to 2.
So I just wake up like I before I was a steak.
Maybe a little bit hungover if you want to be. Yeah. You still have taken 3 superficial damage, however.
Yeah. Wrong painting.
Oh, and you were fully aware of everything they were saying.
Yeah. It's one of those like a bubble popped up. Alistair will remember this. Wrong painting.
You don't say.
Well, you gonna turn the other one?
Now go up to the other painting and stand off to the side.
I crawl
then,
under the
like,
table.
Get the bayonet and then tilt it with the just jab the bottom of the frame. So
falls it. No, the painting is tilted slightly to its left, and across the room a click rings through as a door slowly opens, revealing a tunnel that leads down and towards St. Paul's.
Outstanding.
That worked. You feeling all right? Everything good?
For now, I give you a dirty look.
Don't be like that.
Don't be like
All right. Down the trap door.
All right.
And Nitro, that was Claire's blood, right?
That was Clara's blood.
What's nitro?
Yeah, that was No.
Yeah.
No, you don't even have to keep.
Just so you're tracking, Shiver, I have long bond as well. Just for storytelling purposes later on, when we shove Nitro into the hole he's dug.
Oh, but digging it's half the fun.
I know, right? Like
Oh, I'm
Shiver's
going to
ready
take
to write
long
it
blood.
down.
That flaw will never appear in game.
It's like every flaw we had in the last game never came up, and so this time I wanted to be creative, just in case, because I know how many times that we were all feeding each other when we got knocked into torpor last game. So here we are.
The damp, long forgotten tunnel of data girls like that leads onwards and deep down under the streets of London. The Coterie make their journey onwards, with various pieces of branches cracking underneath their feet. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your travel down? I should warn you, this might be the last time you ever talk to each... No, you get for a discussion together.
I activate
What?
silence of death.
It
That's a
would.
good idea.
It would seem to me that whatever mechanism we encountered was designed specifically with our kind in mind.
Seems only our kind could have even gotten in there. So yeah, makes sense.
Or perhaps it was designed by. Oh, you're right. That door only opened for a member of the Hidden.
Oh, and Sir Drake would have pocketed the stake if no one else had snatched it away already. And he's walking away with ideas of some sort of wooden bayonet maybe in the future. But I'll leave that for future plan.
Just for verification, I have my dog with me.
Okay.
So don't hurt him.
The tunnel comes to its end, and a large iron door stands before them. A wheel sits in the middle of the panel, covered in cobwebs.
I want
It's a
to
bit
look at.
obvious.
Yeah, I want to look at the iron door, kind of inspect it with Sense the Unseen, see if I see anything.
It's an iron door.
You never know. Things aren't always as they seem.
It's
I
the
remember
season
that
of
one
mud.
time when I had that mud.
Doors. That and whites are the two things these coteries fucking fear the most.
Don't forget werewolves.
You're alright with werewolves for some reason.
I'll check to see if the door is open.
The iron door is not open.
Right, Inspector, I think that big wheel thing might actually have something to do with that door.
I hide behind Sir Drake.
I missed the wheel. I'm sorry. I'll start turning the wheel.
Strength and strength for me,
aiming the
please.
rifle. I'll aim the rifle through the doorway as he turns it.
Yikes.
If he turns it at this rate, judging by his reaction.
No, I will not turn it. Someone will be helping. Someone will be taking over.
No, that's fine.
Huh. I got really lucky.
The door opens to a large, open undercroft. Oh, yeah, that's my cue. Several alcoves lie in front of you. 3 on each side.
Okay. But
My most
clear the
important
room.
question, first of all, is who is going into the Undercroft first?
Sir Drake, rifle at the shoulder to clear the alcoves one by one.
As you enter in, making a large amount of noise, as Sir Drake is not the most quiet of people, and did not cast Silence of Death.
So have
3. Exactly. 3 unknown men charge straight out at you.
Fire. Nearest one.
Dexterity and athletics. No, sorry. Dexterity and firearms.
Aye.
And all he can do is really dodge. This isn't going to go well for you.
Ugh. Oh, Jesus.
These are nerfed as well, by the way,
Oh, good.
in that they don't have faith. They don't need it.
That's alright, I bought the bayonet for a reason.
Okay. Who is next, as you are now entering into combat?
Aldrich will jump in as soon as he sees this. Well, this I know what to do, and
Okay.
I'll just lunge for the nearest one.
Okay. Do strength brawl for me, please.
I'm going to attempt to
And he's going to punch you back.
grab him.
Then you add a +1 for your speciality, brawling.
I'm gonna rouse for this as well. Seeing how quick that one Drake just tried to shoot was. There we go.
Okay, that is going to go to you on a draw, as you are the aggressor.
I'm
Just-
gonna use will on that just to get some nice margins.
Okay.
Yeah, one more. And then it'll be +2 damage. Oh no, this isn't a damage. I'm grappling him first.
But I'll still give you the 1 damage. Trust me, you're going to need it.
I'll take it.
Aldrich successfully intercepts one of the Inquisitors charging straight at them, grabbing his outstretched arm, twisting it behind his back and restraining him against a handy nearby pillar. Who's next?
I think Gray would come in and he would throw some throwing knives at one of the guys that haven't been engaged yet.
Okay, I don't know what their marital status is, but please do dexterity and athletics for me.
And you know what? I think I'm going to rouse the blood for this as well.
And all they can do, because it's a ranged attack, is dodge.
Yeah. And that lets me add a +2, right? Yeah.
Oh,
And I think I'll-
lucky. Oh,
I might do a willpower roll to try to get a few more successes.
okay. Think I might do a willpower reroll just to get a few more successes too.
6 successes.
Tits.
And my knives do +2 damage.
Inspector Gray, without missing a beat, quickly reaches into his jacket, pulling out one of his throwable knives, throwing it with unnerving aim, striking the unknown Inquisitor right in his shoulder, embedding the blade deep in his flesh. Who's next?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here though, because I'm not very combat focused.
Grab your gun, have a go.
If I were
Based-
you, Alistair, and this is only what I would do with a Malk, as a Malk with dementation, I would go up to the one that's been restrained by Aldrich and start having a conversation with him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. That's all I got.
Nothing wrong with dementation. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, but my rolls are low, so so yeah, I'll go up to the one. What do I say now?
You can say anything you want.
Yeah. Hey, you should play nice. And I'll cast it.
Okay. If memory serves, it's resolve and composure to defend, but show me the blurb, please. So do a rouse check. And do manipulation and dominate. And he will do composure and intelligence.
Yeah, I don't have many die.
And that's going to go to you.
Doesn't do anything
Nice.
though. That's the problem.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does.
Hmm.
You can completely disable an enemy if you reduce their willpower to 0.
Yeah. Come back after about 6 rounds of combat.
Willpower is the weaker of their stats. Yeah.
So if they've got 12 dice and they've got 11 willpower, it's the weaker.
Why are you suddenly from New York?
He's been hanging out with Thurston for too long.
Yeah. I don't trust Shiver. He'll tell you that. I fucking trust him.
Malkavian who turns into a New Yorker when he gets into combat.
I literally
forget
have
about it.
multiple
Hey,
personality
I'm
disorder.
talking here!
Yeah. Literally have multiple personality disorder.
Thurston, what are you doing?
Anybody I want.
There is one currently restrained, so I'm gonna go after that one.
He's
Because
currently
I think-
crying as Alistair whispers in his ear.
I'm gonna just take my sword. Well, because how does Aldrich have him? Kind of grappled.
I said restrained against one of the stone pillars with his arm
Okay.
behind his back.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna come up to him and try and run my sword through his side.
I'll let you do that as a generic hit rather than a called shot. Because I'm being
Oh,
nice.
yeah. Yeah, I wasn't going
strength
anything
melee.
anything specific.
And all he can
Uh,
really do is attempt to dodge, which is going to be at a -2 modifier.
And I didn't call to rouse the shot before I rolled it. Cool.
At least it wasn't messy. So
That's
Thurston
true.
confidently walks up to the restrained Inquisitor
Oh, no.
that has Aldrich
Okay.
behind his back and Alistair whispering into his ear. Thurston attempts to run his sword through the man. Unfortunately, he is able to just slightly move out of the way of the incoming blade, much to Thurston's annoyance. And let's see. So that restrained guy, all he can really do is try and get out, which is going to be his strength and brawl versus Aldrich's strength and brawl. Hopefully. It's a good roll.
Never mind.
The restrained man uses sheer brute strength to simply push Aldrich away from him. For some reason, he seems to completely ignore Alistair as if he's worried by him, and stares down at Aldrich. Second one. Right. Okay. So that's 2. Okay. The second one is going to charge straight at Sir Drake. They have this unspoken bond over fighting. Both seem to be up for a good scrap. Having sensed it, he charges in and attempts to swing with a strong, powerful right hook at Sir Drake's face. You can dodge or you can punch him. Or use a close combat weapon, but that comes at a cost, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably just try and because I've got the rifle in hand, so dropping one end of the rifle to swing a punch is going to be more cumbersome than just jabbing with the end, real quick. Just
You want to basically you want to try and use the rifle itself as a weapon.
The butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rifle butt just to knock him back, so I can put him in range of the bayonet. That's the idea.
Strength and melee versus his strength and brawl.
Are these individuals armed at all?
Nope. Very nice. I'm going to give you a +1 to hit with the rifle. The Inquisitor cracks his knuckles and his neck, looking straight at Sir Drake, and swings his hand at him, which narrowly misses Sir Drake, who reacts instinctively, grabbing his rifle and smacking the man straight in his cheek. He stumbles back, rubbing his little red marked cheek. And the final Inquisitor is going to charge straight at Inspector Grey and punch him in the face. You can either try and do something back, or you can just dodge.
I will dodge.
Dexterity and athletics, please. Ready, roll 20. There it goes. Yes. That will be 2 superficial damage to Inspector Grey, as he is clobbered in the side of his head by a particularly large fist and can feel gold rings impacting upon his skull. And that brings us to round 2. Sir Drake used his go to whack his Inquisitor in the face, which brings us to Aldrich, who is toe-to-toe with a different Inquisitor.
This might take a while going back and forth with him. Assuming he's looking at me, I'll just go lay on the ground, count to 100, and don't get up till you do. I'm gonna use some domination. Mesmerize with Submerge Directive. Definitely rousing this.
Show me Mesmerize, please. So, manipulation and dominate versus his intelligence and resolve. Excellent. The man stops mid-stride, looks at you as he tilts his head, drools a little bit, and gets straight down onto the floor, spread-eagled.
Yeah, I'll just look to Thurston. Start stabbing that one. And I'll shift help the one that's punching the inspector.
Okay. Talking of the inspector.
I will try to, do some fancy footwork and throw another dagger.
Dexterity and melee, please. And all he's going to do
For
is try and
ranged
dodge it.
attack?
Pardon, sorry?
For the ranged attack?
Yes. Sorry, you're right.
Oh,
Dexterity and athletics.
already.
Nice. Inspector Grey jumps back and quickly in one movement flicks out another one of his knives, throwing it straight at the Inquisitor, impacting upon his other shoulder and sinking deep into his flesh. Alistair.
I pull out the gun and hold it up and shake. I don't know how to use it, so I throw it at him.
Dexterity. Athletics. He can't really do fuck all, to be honest with you, because he's on the floor. So that's going to
3.
be a straight. 2. I'll give you another bonus 1. Alistair, in full Clan of the Moon tradition, pulls out the firearm, aims it particularly carefully at the Inquisitor lying at his feet, and shakily throws it at the man's head, impacting upon the back of his skull, splitting it open, and watches as dark crimson liquid drips out over his neck and onto the stone floor. Thurston.
Wait, so is that one dead?
No.
Okay, cool. Because I was told to stab him, so I'm gonna stab him.
Okay.
And I'm going to
strength melee.
I'm going to rouse the blow on this one. Or blood surge, what I mean. Strength melee. I get a +3 now. Still not a whole lot.
But it is enough. As Thurston confidently pummels the blade into the back of the man's neck, piercing his skin, bone and muscle, twisting the blade on the inside, just enough to make sure that the man is dead, and pulls the blade out and watches as the last breath of life drifts away from his body, leaving 2. Not in a great of states either. The man engaged with Sir Drake, having known each other a few years, gone out to a few meals, and thought, why not try and not? Attempts to punch him as hard as he can in the face. You can punch him back or you can dodge.
So when I hit him earlier on, we got some separation because that was the idea of the butt to the face. So to punch me in the face, he's going to have to come at me, in which case I'm going to try and skewer him on the bayonet.
That works for me. Strength melee.
Now I will rouse the blood on this one.
Gain a hunger.
No worries. Right. Boy.
I'm going to re-roll 3. Because I never get to re-roll. I want to know what it's like. Oh, it's pretty shit. But that is going to go to the aggressor in this case, which is the Inquisitor, who successfully manages to dodge out of the way of the incoming bayonet blade. But only just, and as such his footwork is slightly off, and only just manages to make impact upon Sir Drake's chest with his fist, doing 1 superficial point of damage. The Inquisitor that Inspector Grey keeps throwing his knives into is looking particularly worse for wear. Unperturbed, though, he charges once more at Inspector Grey, accepting his inevitable fate, but decides that he wants to go down fighting, and attempts to punch Inspector Grey as hard as he can. You can dodge, or you can do something else in response.
I will dodge.
Dexterity and athletics, please. Damn. Okay. Inspector Grey, quite familiar with the arts of combat and the practical instances, sees the fist coming from a long way off and dodges out of the way with ease and grace. Which starts the last round of combat. So Drake took his turn already, so we go to Oldreek.
Making sure I'm keeping up with it. So there's only one left then, the one Sir Drake's
2
fighting?
left.
Oh, the one Inspector is still up.
Yep. Just barely. Because all he did was dodge, he didn't do any counterattack.
That's right. Yeah, I'm just gonna go up behind him then, and since they're engaged, just walk up behind, just try to grab him both sides of the head and just start squeezing with the bone hand.
Strength. Brawl. And all he can do is attempt to dodge.
I'm rousing.
Gain anger. You can have that one for free.
We didn't even have to pay 50,000 points for that one. I heard it.
Yeah.
A willpower. So now we're even.
Oldreek glides behind the very bloodied Inquisitor, grabbing his skull and squeezing as hard as he can. And it's a +2 damage bonus, right, with the fist? Or were you grappling?
Yes.
I think that's going to be... Yeah. So, Oldreek takes the man in his gnarled hand and begins to squeeze as hard as he can upon the head. It doesn't take him long before the head explodes in his grip like an overripe watermelon covered in elastic bands. The body slumps down to its knees and falls, with blood gushing out onto the stone floor. Inspector Grey. The one that you've been throwing knives at, using as a pincushion, has just exploded. What would you like to do? There is one remaining. I haven't seen him. Oh no, there he goes.
He just went from one frozen to a new frozen.
Yeah. The inspector is lost in thought, probably checking over his OnlyFans account.
Oh. Dang Logitech.
Hey, now the inspector is gray.
Alistair,
Turn my computer back on.
what would you like to do?
How many more are there?
Am I
One.
back?
Kind of.
Oh, we can hear you.
There he is.
Oh,
There he
yeah,
is. It's all right. It's all right. Inspector Grey suddenly comes back to reality after having checked his OnlyFans and the revenue coming in, and realizes he's in slight mortal danger.
Yeah. I think I'm going to grab a third knife and throw it at him.
Okay, dexterity, athletics. Oh, he can really do... No, fuck it, he's going to try and... No, he can't really... No, he's too far away, so all he can do is dodge. Sad for say.
If it lets me roll. Oh, there we go.
Inspector Grey clearly too distracted by his own account of OnlyFans, releases a knife into the air, watching it as it cuts through, making a hissing noise, and only just barely misses the Inquisitor by a mere fraction of an inch. Alistair!
How many more are there?
1.
I'm gonna blood surge and tell him, I said stop it! Casting.
Okay. Add +2 modifier to the roll that you're supposed to do that I totally know off the top of my head as something that I'm going to tell you in a minute as manipulation and dominate.
I've already got that set up. I'm more worried about what you've got to roll. I'm willpower re-rolling that. Fuck it. Five.
4.
I do 1 whole point probably.
The Inquisitor. Alistair's words echo through the underground hallway.
They probably do. It's vaulted stone.
The Inspector.
Nitro.
The Inquisitor stops in his stride. Oh, you've got a free reroll if you want it. Commander.
And I got a 5. Like, do I really want to reroll?
I'd just stock it.
I'm gonna hold on to it.
Okay. The Inquisitor stops in his stride, attempting to remember what it was that he'd just forgotten. In his moment of distraction, Thurston jumps in and...
I will say if we could speak is like during this. I don't know how fluid you want it. Say, if we keep one alive, I can use him.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I'm as much help with enemies of this nature anyway, so by all means, if you want to subdue him. And I'll make sure I'm far enough away from the Inquisitor that he can't lash out at me, but I'm not going to do anything.
Run away! 1, 2, 5. No,
Okay,
you're supposed to say 3.
If that's how you want to
Say
play
3.
it, Thurston, I will fucking beat you at your own fucking game. The Inquisitor charges straight at Thurston, not caring anymore after seeing his compatriots all die before him. Thurston instinctively reacts, slicing through the air at the charging body and accidentally cutting the man's head off as his body falls to the floor in front of him with blood seeping over Thurston's raggedy clothes.
I thought you were gonna make me pay for it by attacking me.
As the body falls to the floor, finally, you can hear the whimpered shouts of a completely different man coming from an alcove that the three appeared from.
I look at Aldrich. You couldn't make him not kill himself?
It wasn't my turn.
I'm work the bolt on the rifle to reload and head over to where the whimpering's coming from with the rifle up.
I say, old chap, could you possibly let me out?
What am I looking at?
You are looking at a man particularly downtrodden, sat on a chair, but not bound. You may remember him as the mesmerizing Matthias that has performed a few times in front of Elysium. I'm not sure how much Sir Drake paid attention to the festivities.
Yeah, it'd have clocked a face just for his own security purposes.
Well, I think we found him.
Don't let him out. Find out why he was sneaking around.
What he said. Start talking.
What do you mean sneaking?
I poked my head around the corner. You know, sneaking. You were coming here without telling Pandora.
Who?
Oh. I say, oh, I'm sorry.
Who's a, what's a... Who?
I just
Where?
stopped there.
Who's a Pandora? Where?
I
What's going on? Who
lean
are you
into,
people?
I lean into Sir Drake. Her name's Sandra.
He means Sandra. What were you doing down here?
Miss Green? You know Miss Green?
We are
Private
Forced.
detectives.
Well, I'm so glad that she sent you here. I was taken against my will here. I merely came to pay my respects like any good Church of England man should.
to
Hey, Shiver.
Yes, babe.
I want to use my new ability. I want to use Scry the Soul.
Show me Scry the Soul. Alright, do a rouse check for me, please. And then intelligence and auspex. Jesus, hot diggity damn. Okay. So is there anything in particular you'd like to know from his emotional state, his aura, resonance,
Well,
and so on?
I mean, I can see the color for one, but basically, yeah, I'm just trying to see if he's under the influence of anything. He's lying, like, but specifically,
You will see that he's incredibly nervous. Incredibly so. Whether or not that's from the fact that he's been kidnapped or something else, you're unable
is
to
aura
discern.
color.
You can... Pardon?
Okay. Go ahead.
You can see he's quite clearly human. He does not appear to
Would
be
you-
under the influence of any kind of magic or blood sorcery.
Would he be afraid?
Yeah, afraid,
So,
nervous.
Lean the
Upset.
bayonet against the alcove. Is it just the one chair that he's sitting on?
Yes.
I would assume you probably see my eyes kind of gloss over again,
Yeah.
differently than what you've seen before.
Yeah.
What colour?
Glance
telling the
over.
What color? White.
Lavender.
He's telling the truth.
Walk over, sort of haunch down a little bit so that we're quite close.
Why aren't you breathing?
How did you get here?
I don't know. I woke up here.
Matthias, I think what he's asking, you were voluntarily coming to the church, right?
Yes, quite.
Why?
Because I'm a very pious individual. What kind of a question is that?
What's the last thing you remember?
I was kneeling down in a pew, and I had just finished reciting the Lord's Prayer.
But, mm,
You don't really believe, do you?
I mean, it is hard to believe in that which is ineffable. But I try at least to keep something, if not for appearance's sake. And
Do you
without
have any
Eveline
idea
here,
why-
this group is very ineffable.
Do you have any reason why somebody would want to kidnap you and bring you down here?
I don't know, but they kept asking me constant questions about Miss Green, who she associates with, where she goes, why she isn't around in the day, and I didn't know what to say.
I look back at Aldrich. I think we found our hunters.
Seems like it. How many were there? Those three individuals. Was that them?
There was never any more than 3 at a time. But it wasn't always the same folks.
Remember any names or faces?
Only
For example,
one. Only one. A Mr. Purcell. Smartly dressed individual. Slightly reeked of fish.
Is that a hint?
I inquired with some associates about locating said Mr. Purcell, but I'm to understand it didn't go well.
Does anybody have a pen and paper? Parchment, pen, ink and parchment.
No, pen and paper's fine in this. That's fine. Pen and paper, fine. I don't know if that's you or Alistair saying that, to be honest.
That's Alistair. Sorry, he's real confused right now.
I have a pocket notebook that I use to take notes when cases.
We're here. We could taunt them a little bit if you want. They won't know who it was.
They
are you
always
thinking?
came down from the back there. You see, behind the statue, there's, I assume, a large staircase, because I could always hear their footsteps approaching ominously.
Is that where they took you from?
I would assume so. I only remember waking up in this godforsaken place.
If I remember right, if we go up, that's bad for us, right? So,
Yeah, we don't want to go up.
We could lie in wait.
I certainly wouldn't want to be here during the day, that's for sure.
I was just figured we could leave him a note and said we found you in place of where he's at now.
Pretty unnerving, Alistair. I like it. Good at this sort of thing.
I look down at the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Fuck
Inspector,
guys.
could you craft such a notification?
Certainly. What would you like to say? We found you. The hunters are now the hunted.
Ooh, yeah, and we'll bring the bodies over here. I can do it if nobody else wants to touch them. I'm not scared, but we can put them up on the wall next to it, make it real
I
pretty.
had something in mind.
Did you say... bodies?
They're just sleeping. Never mind you.
Did you think I was carrying this for show?
I point to the musket, the rifle. So.
Oh, I say, sir, it's still got blood upon it. How ghastly.
I cast Cloud Memory.
Yeah, that... You don't need to roll for that. He will be most definitely in a state of not expecting it.
I look over at Aldrich and I'm like,
watching him like fog over from the cloud memory, like lead him away back the way we came. I guess like take him out of here.
Let's
Take
get
the
this
note.
poor fellow out of here. Those kidnappers were horrible to him.
And I'll take the note from the inspector and detach the bayonet from the rifle and get one of the bodies, I think the one that doesn't have a head anymore, and sit it up against the wall near to where he said they were coming down, and then stab the note with the bayonet through the corpse's chest and leave it there for him.
I like the looks of that. We got that one. The one with the skull issue. That should send a strong message. The other one I'm gonna take with us. I want him to think that we've got one. Moo. They can think we have an hostage.
ooh, actually, I'm not like, I don't want to see a naked body, but we might want to take their clothes. They
What?
look very. Do they shiver? Are they wearing clothes that look specific, like for their rank as Inquisitor? Like, would they have insignia on them? Would it be more than what you would see for robes for a priest?
I mean, they're not priestly dressed, but they are strangely dressed. They're not dressed like a gentleman or any such thing. It's far more. It's in between what I would say is practical, upmarket, but also ecclesiastical.
And is it clearly a uniform? They're all wearing like the same thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Taking them as a disguise.
Onto something there. All right, yeah. I mean, we can just take the bodies and strip them elsewhere, because sitting around down there is probably a bad idea.
Yeah, as you guys are discussing this, Thurston, like the body that you propped up and stabbed, Thurston's kind of just sitting there, like making a frame with his fingers and looking at your little art piece, and you know, Drake, it's very baroque, you know. I didn't. I'm kind of surprised that you have such an artistic touch when it comes to this sort of stuff. I kind of thought you just killed and moved on.
I just want to know, just for my own clarifications, and this is not a sentence I thought I'd be waking up and saying today, but are you stripping this guy and taking his naked body out with his clothes, or are you taking a fully clothed dead body out?
Aldrich wants to take a fully clothed body. Just take a whole body.
Yeah, they expanded on what I said. Yeah.
We can take the uniform elsewhere. We can take time to do that elsewhere, not here.
Outbreak came up with the good idea, just backwards.
Yeah.
They had to make sense of it and say it's a good idea, but let's do it better.
Right. Just wanted to clarify. And who's taking which body?
Aldrich will grab the one with the head still. That's not left as a message.
No, we're leaving the headless guy here for them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
We left a note. We left two notes. The other one says "We was here" with
We
WUZ
was here.
HER. We was her.
The kindred aren't the. Oh, what was it? The kindred aren't the ones that won't be blamed for nothing.
Yeah. And then I will nudge up to Thurston. That's way more fun when I use it for good.
I mean, either way, it's the job done.
Is that permission?
It doesn't matter what I say. You're going to do it anyway.
Thanks. I continue to walk.
Heading back into the tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wish to discuss on your way?
Hey, does that steak have my blood on it?
Pull it out and take a look, does it?
It would actually, yes. Not an excessive amount, but a small amount.
You can clean it off if you don't trust me with it.
No, I just... If you don't mind, can we make sure there's no blood in that room? Because I don't want them to be able to do some spacey shit and be able to track me down. I don't trust people. This is really weird.
You make a good point.
And we
got
would
too
check.
hurt. Only got Inspector got hit.
No,
Like
I
a
got
bleed.
staked. When it went in me, blood would have splattered.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
we'll
talking
check
about
that.
in the fight.
Oh,
I don't think anyone would have bled.
I don't know if that's possible. I don't know much, but I mean, I would assume they could based on the stuff I can do now. It's crazy.
No, I mean,
You know,
it's good to be safe.
Bruh.
No idea what these fuckers can get up to with the god magic or whatever. So yeah, it's a good idea. I'm all right, not bleeding.
Excuse me, sirs, but why would you be bleeding?
They hit us.
Who hit you?
Oh,
The
crap.
kidnappers.
I guess
They're just,
Cloud memory again.
Yeah,
Fine.
it only would have clouded his memory of literally what he just said,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Like, yeah, it's
it's
still.
the last couple minutes.
It's like a lot.
Yeah, but he's also forgotten that there were dead bodies, and it's like, why would you be bleeding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
we're
like, oh,
carrying dead bodies too, aren't we?
Well, we're
What?
cannibals. And
we'd probably keep him in. keep
I
the dead
also
body.
assumed that because he mentioned the fact of what dead body is it, you're basically saying this guy's not a dead body, he's worse for wear or something. Did I exercise too much common sense on your own behalf? I'm sorry.
He's
Yes.
under arrest. He was one of your kidnappers.
Yeah, we encountered some resistance getting down here, coming to get you. Nothing too fatal or mortal for anybody, but you know,
I am most
split hip's
grateful.
never nice.
I am most grateful for your assistance in my exodus of my previous predicament. But these tunnels are frightfully old and smelly, are they not? He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out this really horrible, frilly handkerchief and he's just like, oh. I hate this.
Sorry.
Yeah. Welcome to the London Underground.
Yeah, sorry. Part of that might be me as well. My
Oh, how frightful. And of course, my
It's okay,
thanks
he
to
didn't-
your friendly...
He didn't touch you. It's fine.
Good, I'd hate to get whatever kind of syphilis he has. It looks very virulent.
It is. You don't want to touch him. Don't even look at him. You might get I look over at the inspector. What was it that they leprosy.
Oh. How terribly common.
Seeing we're under a church.
Are you heading back into the Alistair's favourite room?
Yeah.
With the
Crooked paintings now.
rotten food, crooked paintings, and the book, The Primrose Path, covered in cobwebs on the table.
Can I take that book?
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to know about the book, or are you just going to be like, fuck it, I'll have that?
Not right now. I'll look into it later. Unless you okay, alright.
I want you to notice,
While
at
the-
the very least,
No,
The
while the book's on the
author-
table, Okay.
I want you to at
I
least
was gonna say I'll
notice.
just flip through it and
Go
then
on.
I'll grab it.
You will notice that the author is a Bram Stoker.
Okay. Nice. I'll take it. I'll
all I
dust it
want.
off and take it.
That was all I wanted to put in there.
It'll be in my haven from now on.
Okay.
I'll show it to somebody later on. Before I kill them.
I don't know why this author seems important, but I think it is Stab.
Yeah, I'll do that. Assume then we could pretend that this person. I'll have him like one arm around him. I'll be sort of dragging his feet like he's drunk, helping the body to the carriage.
That'll work for me.
Assuming we get outside fine.
Nothing else you wanted to do in the stateroom?
When we get out of this room, I'm gonna cast Cloud Memory on that guy again, so he doesn't realize he saw a skeleton in that room and everything like that.
Yep, no problem. You head back out onto the streets by Temple Bar Gate and head straight towards the carriage, making sure you do not arouse suspicions as you carry a dead body, mimicking a particularly out-of-shape drunkard. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your carriage ride?
Yeah. Right. Oh, go ahead. My thing will be at the very end of the ride.
Okay. I'll look at Matthias and kind of at Aldrich and Sir Drake. Is there anywhere you'd like us to take you? Maybe back to Miss Green's residence?
That's not a bad idea. I can give you directions to where she currently resides in the West End.
I know, because I know that's wrong. Are you sure about that? Because the men that took you obviously know some things about you. It might be unsafe.
What? Why would it be unsafe for my Miss Green?
I'm just saying for you.
You think they're spread out across the city and not just in St. Paul's? What kind of
How about we
barbarous
just take you
people
back
are
to the
these?
museum? Religious.
Back to is that some club I don't know the name of?
It's just a thing. It's a slang term for a nice place.
It's where the kindred gather. It's fine. I will take you there. That's where.
It's a
the door will
kindred.
be. It's a vampire, Matthias.
It's a vampire.
I show him my fangs. You know what a vampire is. Come on, man. Pay attention.
Oh!
None of this will matter.
Oh, I didn't realize you were associates. of
You knew
Miss
about
Green.
this.
Well, Miss Green, she told me that she has associates spread out through the city.
Oh, alright. It makes it easier. Fuck with your mind just a little bit less now. Alright.
You can do that?
He's been doing it all night.
Who?
Watch. Look to Alistair.
Cloud Memory.
Thank you.
You guys are going to have to put out the double hypnosis at some point.
This is real useful. We could this is like the anti-masquerade breach.
I wouldn't rely on it though. You never know when it's not gonna work.
No, but I mean, if it doesn't work, we go with Plan B, and I look over at Sir Drake.
That's
Plan
funny
A
you should-
and Plan B.
It's funny you should say that. Back when I was serving, that was my nickname in my regiment.
Oh, Plan B.
Mm.
I guess you're really used to being in situations when shit goes sideways.
Unfortunately.
Really insert
Although-
yourself in a situation and forget to pull out, and bad news.
Oh, my mother used to talk about a plan B. Now I barely survived it. try to kill me. But anyway, I'm gonna wait till we get closer. Once we get to Elysium, and I want to use the Forgetful Mind to rewrite some memories.
Okay, show me Forgetful Mind. I don't think you need to roll for anything.
It is a rouse. Yeah, I think if they're unsuspecting mortal. I'm gonna look at him before I drop him off.
This man sat cross-eyed with his tongue out, dribbling. I think he's pretty unsuspecting.
There's still something left for me to hang on to here. Matthias, you had a long night. You remember us coming down, rescuing you just in time because there's two blokes, Jordan Coghill, Benedict Purcell, with the church. They were interrogating you, and they were telling you that they knew about Miss Green, they knew about her associates, and that they had all the information they needed to go after her next. And we showed up. Those two got away, but we managed to take out the goons and get you out of there safely. Make sure Miss Green knows that they are in imminent danger. Probably do something about it, because those blokes at St. Paul aren't going to be waiting very
long. Aldrich, she moved too. I don't know if maybe we need to rewrite where she lives.
And we're dropping off at Elysium, so.
Yeah, but we could just to let her know that we went ahead and did that, so he forgets about that place.
That's a good idea. Also, you know, Miss Green's no longer at that address that you remember her being at. If that makes sense, and if it doesn't, you got a little bit of blood coming out of your nose now. It's all right, Matthias. Hang in there.
Remember the thing I don't remember.
Right.
Or forget the thing I don't remember.
Oh, forget the thing you remembered.
What thing that I don't remember?
Oh, you're forgetting that you remembered where she lived.
I'm going cross-eyed in real life with this, so I'm just going to go, yes.
Yeah, most of this want to tell you. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to point at Matthias, and I'm just going to lean over to Alistair. If I ever get that bad from you doing that to me, and I figure out how to come out of it, we're going to have problems.
If they kept him down there, presumably they were questioning him about his Green. He may have given them her address, the one he knew. In which case, we can set a trap for them if they come looking.
Maybe. Either way, I just hope this lights a fire under their asses to know that it's not just our problem. All of our problem. Get the full strength of everyone behind this, I think we could really do something. I don't want it just to be our humble coterie against the whole frickin' church.
Who is currently looking over at Matthias?
I would be.
Okay. Anyone else?
I assumed we would have sent him out after the memory thing. That was the last thing I wanted to do and send him.
Okay.
Mm.
As you're staring at him, and you finish your sentence, rewriting his memory.
Destroy them, kindred, now.
Wait, what? Why are you doing that with your face?
Your
I'm gonna look at
resistance
Sir Drake. Oh no, Sir Drake's.
will be futile.
I'm assuming I can hear this as well.
Alistair, Inspector, get Matthias inside right now.
What? Why?
The demon's trying to get us to kill him. Hurry.
No, I cast Cloud Memory. To try to get him to forget the demon told him. Just real quick, just to see if it works.
Automatic failure.
Okay. Did it work?
So
Did you try using it, Don?
I would
no.
I would grab Matthias and I would just start hurrying him into Elysium.
I go out and shut the door to the carriage and hold it. It's gonna do nothing, but I'm like, stay in.
Are you trying to get Matthias into Elysium?
Yes.
Okay. Those who did not even try, basically, Thurston, you take 4 aggravated damage.
Health damage?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I wasn't sure.
In
if it was
real
gonna be
life,
willpower.
you no longer have use of your Oh.
Jeez.
Keep more away.
I'm not
Audrey,
dead.
Sir Drake.
Ow.
As you attempted to actually do something, but you still failed, you will be taking 2 aggravated damage.
Oh, 1 second.
Yes, darling.
I have. Defy Bane. I think I can change those into superficial.
No, if that's going to be a vampire-based power, nope.
This is a demon.
This is an
bullshit.
earthbound demon.
Yeah. I assume I hear them all grunting in there and making noises since they just took
You
damage.
will hear bones splintering, blood spattering, and the sounds of pain as Endymion punishes his misguided thralls.
As I'm holding the door, I'm just going, I'm sorry.
Inspector Grey and Alistair, are you both heading into Elysium together?
Oh, I'm holding the door.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll play that out in a minute, because that sounds like fun. But Inspector Grey bursts
Yeah.
into the Elysium, finding it fairly busy. And from where he is, he can see Pandora sipping from a silver chalice.
I would briskly escort Matthias to sit by Pandora with him. With
I'd
him
rather have to leave.
to Pandora.
Good evening. Ah, you are an associate of Alistair's, aren't you?
Yes, indeed. He's right outside.
And you have brought me Matthias, although he seems somewhat damaged. Nothing we can't repair, though, I'm sure.
Yes, the poor boy was kidnapped by some unsavory fellows.
Do tell me more, or would you prefer me to hear it straight from Matthias's mouth?
You're welcome to Matthias's interpretation of things, and perhaps after he gets some time to rest, we can discuss it further.
Very well. You seem to be in a swift mood.
Yes, not all of our coterie were in agreement with what to do with Matthias.
Please tell me more.
Well, it was, I'm sure, beyond their control, but we had intended to bring Matthias to you, of course. But some of the members some of the coterie members just lost control. Alice was dealing with them outside. We did not want them here in Elysium.
And was the damage done to my little pet yourselves
Oh,
or his captives?
no. Our coterie did not lay a hand on Matthias. This was all done by his captors.
Interesting wording. Very well. I consider this resolved for the time being. Though if I find out you've tampered with him or any of his assets, I shall bring down my wrath upon you.
I certainly hope he is relatively undamaged. I know the men who had captured him were beating him before we got to him, but we tried to be gentle with him once we extracted him.
Very well. I shall attend his wounds and make sure he is fit for purpose. I shall have words with the harpy and make her aware that I owe unto you and your coterie a boon.
Very well, Pandora. I will leave Matthias in your care, and I shall go check on Alistair.
I shall take Matthias away this night. I thank you for your assistance.
You're most welcome, and we can talk in more detail when it's just us and some of the other members of other coterie.
As you wish. Let us fork off.
As you wish. I would nod and stand up and head back out to help Alistair if he needs it.
Alistair, Aldrich, Drake, Thurston. Alistair is currently wrestling with the carriage door. As Sir Drake, Aldrich, and Thurston are attempting to fight their way through to annihilate Matthias at Endymion's command. Inspector Grey has only recently left and retired inside of Elysium, leaving the four alone for the time being.
I mean, I'm outside. They're inside.
Are we still trying to get out of the carriage?
Yep.
What level of control do I have over myself?
Is there a check for this, or are we in full murder mode?
You're not frenzied, are you?
Effectively, I gave you success at
Yeah,
cost.
so I don't know if we're doing willpower or if there's...
Because I knew you wouldn't have the willpower to actually resist Endymion, because someone fed him half their fucking gang. And so I decided to give you aggravated damage for a success at cost, allowing Matthias to escape, but the cost was extreme damage to yourselves.
So what is our mental state then?
You currently still have Endymion screaming in your skulls, attempting to force you to terminate Matthias, but you have successfully been able to assuage his overwhelming willpower upon yourselves to actually go and kill him. basically you got a really fucking bad headache and you're in agony.
Oh, so we don't have to like rip our way through Alistair and go into Elysium to try to.
No, but he is probably pissing you the fuck off by closing the door.
Maybe. And you hear me
Although,
outside
strangely
going,
enough, Alistair is probably the one with the sense.
You know, if you want us so badly to do what you want, it'd be a little bit easier to not ask us to do it right outside of somewhere that we'd get in a whole lot more trouble doing your bidding than just.
You exaggerate.
At this
It's
point,
either-
Thurston is not even trying to work with us. He's actively working against our success every opportunity he fucking has. I'm getting
Yeah, it's either you kill us because we don't listen to you, or we go in there and we get killed anyway. So, and Demian, which one do you want? Because either way, you won't have us anymore.
You belong to me now.
Right, so
I
let us
understand.
decide what your bidding is. Let us decide when we want to make sacrifices to you and kill people for you. Stop forcing it upon us, which is going to get us killed, and then you've got nothing, and we've got nothing.
I've a laundry list of people you can take. You just have to ask.
Your bargaining posture is highly dubious.
Let me do this in a way that I know that you will ever so love. Yes or no? Was Matthias really that important to get rid of?
Yes.
Are you ever going to tell us why?
Yes.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
I'm genuinely surprised by that.
That was unexpected.
The most forthcoming has been. It wasn't so hard, was it? Is it because he was involved in the faith?
Yes.
If you want priests and whatnot, again, I'll be happy to do so. Maybe just trust us. Do it on our terms in a way that helps all parties so we can continue this relationship. Think you could do that for us?
No.
We've had this conversation before. I'm not willing to be a walking puppet, even for one such as yourself. I sat there in our torrid little basement with a pistol to my head, and I told you this. Next time I'll find something more dangerous.
Irrelevant.
When you don't have a vassal to do your bidding, you won't find it so irrelevant.
You exaggerate.
Why do you think I won't do it? Now,
It matters not.
I mean, I think we're at a bit of an impasse then. We're at a point to where we've been feeding you, either you let us continue to feed you, or if you keep trying to get us killed by feeding on your terms, I'm going to go back to trying to get rid of you. And I stopped that. I gave up on that because I thought we had a thing going. Is this something you not willing to do? Is just let us make sacrifices without you trying to get us killed doing so?
On the other side of the carriage, the door suddenly opens, and a complete stranger steps calmly inside, sitting down opposite Aldrich, Thurston, and Sir Drake.
Where am I?
You're on the outside, you said.
Oh, the other door.
Yeah.
Right. Total Malk thing. Right. It's like pushing the door to keep it closed for when it's pull on the other side. Yeah.
And as this figure's getting in, so Drake's reflex would be to draw his pistol, and because like intruder in the carriage, so like just point to us. Do you make a habit? Yeah. Do you make a habit of getting into people's carriages unannounced?
I thought it might be easier to talk through a vessel.
Oh,
Let us
this
travel.
is new. I like this.
Click as the hammer sort of.
I mean, you could have just used Thurston, but it's sorry for this guy.
You said Durston, right?
Don't you dare.
No, but that'd be funnier.
The dead are beyond my grasp. Besides, if I had possessed him, his body would not be able to take it, and he would wither and die within a day. As this one will, too.
I'm almost there anyway, don't worry about it.
I thought I knew who this was. Now I know who this is. Oh shit.
Let us
Nice to
travel
speak with,
and talk.
No.
I hear them talking, so I open the door. Is it who's that?
Our puppet masters found a new puppet doing a ventriloquist act for us so we can have a proper conversation.
I look at him. You're not gonna kill me, are you?
You're already dead.
Oh, good. And I open the door and get in the carriage. I sit by. I'm real nervous. I shake my legs.
Inspector Gray, there is enough time if you wish to join this jolly band of misfits.
Yes, I will approach the coaches. Alistair, is everything okay? Have our friends recovered?
I stare at you and then I kind of do the side eye thing, like at this guy next to me.
Oh, who's this?
What? This is the demon. He's taken over this shop so we can have a talk. Come on in.
Gray would hesitate a little bit, and then he would kind of go in and sit a little closer to Alistair than anyone else.
I'm sitting next to the demon guy.
Oh, no.
If you don't mind, what you did really, really hurt, so I'm just gonna lay down on the floor.
Oh yeah, you took 4. Ooh.
The possessed man will stretch his legs out and use Thurston as a leg rest.
Yeah, those are.
You need to stop questioning my every move. I would not have you kill something unless I thought you were in danger already.
Why would we be in danger from a pissant like that?
Because your kind are weakest to what my kind thrives on.
Right, faith. I get that. And your kind wouldn't be able to do shit when everyone inside Elysium came out and ripped us apart because we killed an important person's toy.
Which one do you think is the important person?
Literally all of them that aren't us. We're the bottom of the barrel.
You'll find that the one that keeps this as a pet is hardly more important than yourselves.
No.
Certainly not enough to warrant the entirety of your kind coming out to attack you for it.
Either
However,
way,
you have also unleashed an agent of faith upon your kind now.
That individual, Matthias, is an agent of faith.
Correct. Which is why he would have made a most pleasing sacrifice.
If
why did you have us kill all the other people? Why did you have us kill that Nosferatu? Why you have us killing all? Your faith-based argument works in this particular moment only.
You belong to me.
Right, that's
I must
more what
therefore
I think
protect
is
you.
going on. Right.
There is a plan at work, far greater than yourselves and your petty squabbles for small amounts of power over peasant cities like this.
If I may,
What are you, anyway?
I don't have to tell you, Mr. Know-It-All.
I could destroy every single bone in your body and leave you as a pile of gelatin upon the floor.
You could, but you haven't yet.
No, he has. It's true.
No, he did that to you because he's in your head. He doesn't want to be in my head. If you know everything, then you'd know that we made a promise. And if we broke that promise, that could end up bad for us. So while you have this grand scheme of things, if we fuck up too much stuff on our end, we could be killed. And I know you don't care about that, but we do.
Why?
I just look away from him.
I think you might be a bit confused. I understand your motivations. You view us as your tools. But I mean, you know that we're not doing this because we like you or give a fuck about what you want. We're doing it because there's something in it for us. So you continually putting yourself before what we want means we have no reason to do what you want us to do. And if you kill us for it, so be it. But
You wish for
I'm looking out for
advancement
myself.
in your primitive hierarchical structure, do you not?
Among other things.
Then why do you not wish to do that upon the broken backs of those above you?
I think our back will get broken on the way.
By
It's a
whom?
double-edged sword.
Just like
We
you,
don't-
we also have many people much more powerful than us that we must answer to on our end of things.
I don't
That's
think...
who.
You keep using the word plower, footstool, but I don't think you understand what plower truly is.
Well, you keeping us in the dark about everything isn't going to get us anywhere either. I'm no longer just openly, blindly following people who won't tell me anything but expect me to do everything in return. It's maddening. So, if you could talk to us at any time, the whole carriage ride, you could have said, "Hey, this person's dangerous for you and this," and you could have explained things, and I would have been like, "You know what? Thank you. I'll kill him in your name, and then we both get what we want." But you're more into the power dynamic.
Have you ever existed as an object?
Why are you asking
Yes.
questions you know the answer to? Thurston is doing a pretty good job at the moment, though.
Footstool.
There is no sense of sight, awareness, sound. I rely on something very different. It takes much more energy of things that you couldn't possibly understand to communicate. This body, for instance, shall wither and be destroyed as soon as I'm done with it.
I mean, we kind of understand what you're going with, and we too have to, feed
Have you
our.
commanded vast legions of angels against the very forces of heaven in the skies
Oh,
above, while mortal crowds looked above, wondering what exactly was going on, existing on all
you're
planes of
taking.
existence at the very same time?
I look at
You're
Aldrich.
taking.
Sounds like Valerius.
All right, you're taking the centimeter I'm giving you, and you turn it into a kilometer. Slow back down. I'm trying to relate to you.
You
I know
cannot.
I'm not going to. Okay.
You
I'm gonna
are
go back to being
our
flexible now.
creations, not the other way around.
But we were his creations first.
That is what
That's how
she
it
would want you
started.
to think. But you do not have to pay attention to her lies. She created us to create you, to create everything that is here. She would have been tainted had she touched through reality.
I mean, all this sounds very interesting, and it would be a lot more impressive if you weren't stuck in a fucking house. So, back up your existential bullshit for a moment, because you're not that impressive. But we're helping you get there, and you're helping us. That's the point I'm trying to make.
And you are not the only tools at my disposal. But
And you're
you
not
are-
the only house in London, so
I am the most powerful in London, though. And you are simply unable to break away from me now that you belong to me. I can give and I can take. But it
I'm asking you to
requires
give.
trust to be on a more two-way basis. You have, for instance, released something, an agent of chaos, into your very own ranks. Which do you think will work worst for you? Having faith as a weapon released into your society, or having killed the pet of someone who barely matters?
I think what my friend Aldrich here is trying to explain is if you know the guy's dangerous, don't wait until right as we let him go to tell us.
Yeah, I kind of.
Your perceptions of time are
Fine, I didn't
hard
say
for me to comprehend. I'm sorry, Alistair, you were saying?
I look at Sir Drake, not to shoot myself in the foot, and I kind of get a nod just to be like, "Was it funny?" I look over at the inspector. Sorry, but it would be a lot easier if part of us weren't going against them too. You expect our friends to do your bidding when we're going against them. I look at Aldrich, Sir Drake, and Thurston. I'm sorry for what happened to you. Thank you.
It's fine. I need you to understand something before we continue this little arrangement. A conversation we've had once already, and I can't speak for my colleagues, but
You can make it.
whilst you claim that you have other tools at your disposal, and I don't doubt that, if they were your most effective tools, they would reside in the house along with us. When you look at me, you need to understand that I am willing to embrace final death before I do anything that I would be unable to experience eternal life during. You knew that the last time we had this conversation and I pointed a pistol at my own head.
And if I wanted to, I could have changed the bullet and shot, leaving the pistol into flowers.
Ooh, you can do
I
that?
think you're underestimating how fucking stubborn we are at the end of the day.
I think you still
We will
seem to
ruin
operate under
our
the illusion that
lives.
you have free will.
Isn't free will what got you into all this mess? I thought you were pro free will. And now you're doing the opposite and making us blind servants.
I am
Isn't that what the
pro-free
other
will
side does?
for those that are powerful enough to wield it. But your species has already shown that you are not to be trusted and are pure chaotic.
Trust. That's an interesting word, and you keep using it. You want us to trust you blindly. I've got
Yes.
a proposal for you. I will do that. And the next time, every time you whisper anything in my head and ask me to do it, I will not hesitate, and I will do it in an instant. If you trust me too. You think you could do that? That means stop forcing us to sleep in that fucking house every night. Release your hold on us, pulling us back to you. Let us be free. And then anytime you ask anything of me, I'll do it. No questions asked. You trust me to deal with my affairs as I see fit in the city. And I'll trust you that if you ask me to do something, there's a damn good reason for it, and I will do it.
And can we come in the house without dying?
Do for me, charisma, persuasion, please, Aldrich. With a +1
God.
from Alistair's.
Yeah.
Ooh. That is
Can,
not good.
can you ask your parents if I can come over? Is that cool?
I'm the voice for me and the inspector right now because it's like he said I could break everybody in your bone in your body, and I'm like, you won't.
He could, though.
I
Could
know.
I
This is me
persuade
standing up
you to making this manipulation?
like I tell everybody in
Yes.
chat.
You may.
Okay. Manipulation.
Because unlike the person you're talking to, I'm not a demon.
And you want to, you
Okay.
still want to tell a story in this game.
I'm not lying to him though, so this isn't subject.
I can make you make new characters.
I'll make another savior. Don't make me do it. I'll car bomb the shit out of everything.
That's me rousing this. because,
Lovely.
Of course. Yes.
We'll all make an Amon and just die anyways.
No, I was thinking, Amon was so similar to Xavier. Anyway, I'll just also make Xavier. We'll be a coterie of Xaviers.
He's a
Would you like to
willpower.
re-roll any of those?
Oh.
Apparently not. This is where I need rerolls.
Would you like- Would you like success at cost?
Want to wait for it?
Did we have a reroll stashed away?
Hey,
Yeah.
I got-
Hey,
There you
just
go.
got one
Just got one.
from Ender. Thank you, my sweet prince.
I figured it was delayed, so if me saying wait for it, they wouldn't have heard it until later.
I mean, I put the low latency mode on, so it helps.
Yeah, a little bit. There's still always a delay.
Yeah.
So with this, I just re-roll the whole thing?
Yeah, you literally the button underneath where it says re-roll is the quickest, easiest way to do it. And you don't have to knock anything off your willpower or anything.
Oh. Yeah, look at that.
I mean, I honestly don't understand.
There we go.
Hey,
That'll do it.
there's success at cost.
Oh, we're
That'll
all
do
in
it.
a confined space. No.
This is appropriate, though, because he
Oh,
Aldrich.
guys, it was
Yeah.
a good run.
Okay.
I'll come back next week as a different character.
I will agree to your deal on one condition. You are the one that stays in the house every week, purely for my own reassurance.
If I can add, I don't have any place to go anyway. I'd probably be staying at the house anyway.
You're
Yeah,
hardly
I-
worth insurance. You're underneath my feet.
You know
That's
me,
fair.
you know what I do, and you know I'm the only one with a lot of things to do outside of this place. I need to conduct businesses. So, I'll do this, but that means my people come and go as they please without you snatching them up.
How will I know that they're your people?
I thought you're an all-knowing entity of the gods.
I thought you realized that houses don't have eyes.
Oh, it's a good point. Can you get eyes?
You don't have the ability to know. I mean, you knew this person was friend or foe. You can't tell if someone else is friend or foe.
I mean, can't you just
I've
let
got an
him know?
eye person. Yeah, I can get you an eyes too, but
I've got
No,
an
can't
eye
you
person.
just say, hey, demon guy, I have 2 people coming over tonight.
and it'll be during the day when I'm asleep. How about
Why
this?
don't you have your people wear my symbol upon their breast?
Oh my god, that's
I
genius.
was just about to suggest a symbol. Right, all right.
Would you like
gonna
it
be my
burned
symbol,
into their
though.
skin, or would you merely like some mere physical object?
I don't know how I would explain if they all suddenly add burn marks on them. So I guess a physical object will do.
How mundane, but very well.
Well, what's the symbol? I'm curious. Give it to me right now. Burn it.
As you wish.
Ooh,
And
actually,
you will feel
no, go ahead, because I'll say this while he's doing it.
and you will feel a burning sensation under your clothes, upon your chest. Take 1 superficial damage.
I'll
We're used to
just
this
draw
random
the
stuff.
katana slightly.
The smell of cooked flesh and the hissing of burning fills the carriage.
Yeah, and I'll
Can-
point to just under the guard, like bottom of the blade.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Please,
Yeah,
on my blood. Well,
Open my vest. I want to see what this symbol looks like.
How the fuck do I describe a symbol to you?
Is it that one that you sent me? the other
Is
day?
it like? Is it a rune? Is it like a?
No,
Does,
Like how they're
does it look
asking
like?
about a shape for a situation that is completely unplanned.
Hold
semi-unplanned.
on.
You
I
know,
got you. I have it.
it's
I have
similar
it.
More
to
or
the
less
Demon
this
of Fallen
like a-
symbol, which is a mix
Yeah.
between a pentagram and the chaos symbol of mixing out. But instead of anything in the center that looks like a pentagram, chaos, it will be a very old Greek-styled E.
Oh,
I was trying to think how much explaining I would have to do based on if this is a clear. Yeah, if it was like a pentagram, I'm like, okay, that's gonna be hard to.
It's a picture of Marilyn Monroe. You've got Mickey Mouse ears. Because we
Demon,
all
sir,
know
is there-
Disney is the demon.
is there a way you could keep people from coming in unless they bear that symbol, like a ward?
That's actually a really fucking good question.
Thanks.
Perhaps.
Just thinking. Just better protection for our friend and anybody else that's inside.
Well, just above game here, it's effectively anyone that's wearing it is not going to get eaten. So that's kind of
Problem is, if we're sleeping and somebody comes in, like, does he just wake you all up and make you do something, or does he, we don't know. We don't know if he's going to do
Well-
anything. Fucking somebody I came in and left a note and it was okay.
Would you like staff?
I mean, I'd be
that's
the
what-
only one there anyway, so we wouldn't be at risk as much as people coming in during the day, because now we could send them to safer
I
places.
also think that's what
Your
Aldrich
footstool here
was
would be there
tonight.
also.
He doesn't have
All right.
a home.
Go ahead. Burn it to my men, assuming you know who they are, or is this something I need to do?
If you give me a piece of paper with their names on, I will be able to etch my symbol upon their chest each.
Actually, can I do it? Will that work?
Yes.
Alright, I'll bring it up at the next company meeting then.
As you wish.
It's like you, I like making an example. I like my followers to, I actually let them know what's going on a little bit, though. It's my management style. So I'll be doing that. In exchange, I'll stay at your house. The rest can come and go as they please.
We have an accord. Excellent.
Glad we had this talk. And if I don't do what you want me to do, you tell me to do it. Well, not that you need my permission, but fucking send me there.
In the
One-
spirit of our new
Sorry.
arrangement, I have a list of names I need to cross off. And I can't think of a better way for them to go. Sure, we can discuss it another time when I have more information.
Bringing death to random people, although possible, is greatly frowned upon and would bring needless attention to myself and yourselves.
Well, these men exist as part of an organization that very much... How can I put this? I believe there is a large overlap between those you call agents of faith and those that exist within the East India Trading Company.
The East India Trading Company. Tell me, what is an East India?
To quote you, irrelevant. Know that as you yourself were once put in chains, they do so to others. It's not something I brook as a matter of personal choice. So, you need to eat, and I would see these men gone.
We shall
From our
take it on
society.
a case-by-case basis.
I can't
After
say
all,
fairer than that.
if I made it too easy for you, your victory would feel hollow and unachieved.
Oh. No, I'm going to enjoy bringing them to you. I just thought you'd like to know.
Bring them to me on a case-by-case basis. Some I can dispose of freely, others would make excellent sacrifices. I'm sure you remember how to do it.
I do.
Excellent.
Alright, we'll start this off tonight then. The others are free to stay where they please, yes?
They are. One
And-
last thing for you specifically. The brothel that will appear next week. You should go You'll find it enlightening.
Brothel.
It will appear soon as a rival, opposite the street to yourself. It is named the House of Flesh.
All
A
right.
very
Doesn't seem-
unimaginative name for a brothel.
I will make sure to check it out. In the meantime, I'll get the branding. If what you say is true, and we've just unleashed a real plague upon our kind, a plague that you like to eat, and you said yourself that we should climb to power on the broken backs of others, then if we've started something between them and the church, I think we might be able to let that play out a little bit, and then who better to come to the rescue than us?
Taking faith in such a way sustains me only for short periods. It is far better to have longer-term solutions.
Right. Keep that in mind. I'm a bit of a long-term thinker myself.
Regarding Matthias, do we have some sort of evidence or proof that he would be a danger? If we could show that to Pandora, she may be willing to release him, and we could still kill him.
I'm a demon.
I say what's done is
not
done.
a miracle worker. You need the other lot.
Let
for
it be a
that.
problem.
Well, just you saying he's dangerous doesn't prove it because, well, you know how true faith works on us.
No. I know it
Oh.
harms you.
Yeah, and he wasn't
Ironic
harmful at all.
punishment, isn't it?
It is really. It is really. But he doesn't have that. Deep down, he still knows what Pandora is and doesn't want to hurt her.
Do you really believe that?
No, but she offered me a boon if I did it for her, and so guess what? I get something for free now.
That is an
Oh,
excellent
good
deal
for
to
you.
make. You would do wise to listen to this one. But
You
still,
did
Also-
earlier.
Yeah.
Still, fuck.
Against, popular opinion may suggest that this isn't true, but it is. I'm much more of a talker than a fighter. So, the whole, I didn't react first thing earlier, I get it, but that's why.
Wait, you're much more of a talker, so you didn't talk? I noticed you were oddly silent.
I can't talk people to death. When the demon
Oh.
asked me to kill people,
I would like to bet some money on that. I look over at the inspector. Shall we?
I would take that bet. I think you can definitely talk people to death.
Can't both take the same bet. That's not how this works.
Does anyone else have any questions for our friend?
Yeah, like, we're okay to go in the house now?
you do not want me in your skull? You do not wish to be part of my ever-growing legion?
I mean, I was literally in the house a couple times, and you just didn't offer. Figured you didn't want to be in here. There's enough space, I promise.
you probably don't want to be in there.
Shh. But honestly, I kind of like living where I live now. So
As you
I
wish.
certainly enjoy being unshackled.
also,
Then we are in
you're
agreement.
letting other people.
Everyone here is free to go into wherever they so wish, apart from Aldrich, who will be my insurance.
Cheers to that. And with that, I'm going to reach over. I'm going to snap this person's neck and begin drinking from them if
Oh.
I can.
And then I'll be like, we forgot about Eveline. She's not here.
But he said I was
Before
the
you
only
can
one.
even
He
reach
didn't
so
say
far,
he didn't do individual.
We're in agreement. Everyone here can go where they want, except for Aldrich, who is my security. Everyone here. Demon,
Yeah,
very
the
literal.
beginning of it, he said just you though, so I assume that's just
He's
Aldrich.
here with us, though. She's not here.
So
I mean,
Aldrich and
just
Emily,
you still means one person. I don't know. That's up to them to figure out.
She's gonna
Evelyn's
see
staying
Drake
in the
leave
house
for the
basically
night.
as a TLDR.
Hmm.
And as you are reaching over to break the man's neck, you will notice the man suddenly turns entirely black and fades to ash, making a huge pile on the carriage floor. And Thurston's back.
Oh, I wish you would have warned me about that.
Oh, I was getting sick of the back and forth. It's not like it actually hurts him anyway. Just thought it would have felt good.
Well, I have to say,
you're all free to
Aldrich,
go.
we all owe you a debt.
It's not why I did it. You've all had my back more than enough times. So that's enough. Just know though, just because I have to do what he says from now on, you don't have the same deal. If you hear something that sounds iffy, do what you need to do, but understand that I can't.
I will be prepared for that inevitable situation. I thank you again.
Deals with the devils. All in all, it was a bit fun. Really. I don't know if it's the new medicine I'm on, but it's been a wild fucking night. I just can't wait to tell Eveline what I did, and I think this will get me very much in her good graces too.
Until she finds out she has to stay in the fucking house.
No, Aldrich doesn't know that. That's the main,
Yeah.
motivation behind doing that was.
Oh, it's
As
going
I
to be
said,
a
just
fucking
you.
good one next week. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be fucking good.
After Shiver said that, that was like, oh, fuck. Like wording. With a demon, wording. And he
Yeah.
specifically said, we're in agreement, everyone here. And I was like, oh, wait. We fucking forgot about Evelyn. Oh, well.
Yeah, next week's going to be pretty fucking explosive is all I'm going to say. Does anyone have any last moment things they want to do? Say, RP out.
Oh, yeah, I look at their... We can have tea now.
Oh yeah, that's true. You don't have some weird shit happening with your house, do you?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I with you, I have no idea. So
I mean, I have a ghost.
okay.
Speaking of which, Alistair, I might have you pull a favor with your girlfriend. I really want both theaters. If anyone knows how to deal with that one, it might be our friends in Samdi.
Would they want
I just
to?
feel like I deserve it. What?
Would they want to deal with it?
Oh, I mean, I'll offer them whatever they want, but I might be more in
Smart.
their wheelhouse.
Okay, so you just want me to sync her up with you and you'll make the deal? I'm not very good at that.
Well, it might be a more attractive proposition coming from a friendly bloke like yourself.
What do we? Okay, we'll talk about that later. This is a lot for me to take in.
All right, like I said, my mind's just been fucking racing, so I've got a lot of things going on. All right.
I just told a demon he wouldn't hurt me when he said he would. I'm a little freaked out right now.
Well, that was brave.
Yeah, well, when in
The
Rome.
way you held one of those doors.
Your obedience has been rewarded.
Oh,
Those who took aggravated damage may half it.
hey,
Oh, thanks. Thanks for
Masquerade.
sending me on, sir.
Right on our way out.
Yeah.
Just missed that intense demon negotiation.
Yeah, demons.
I think now that he's liberated from the house, so Drake's going to turn his attention back to the reason he came to London in the first place. Would stop in with his contact and ask.
This is your
Need-
criminal contact?
Yes, to inquire. He'd have sent people because I think I know what you're referring to, but the contact's not really a doer. He's a person that tells other people what to do. So surely the people he sent would be dead. No.
If your contact went, he's dead.
He didn't go. No. There's a. Hang on, let me check the dots.
That emote.
Yeah, he's a 3-dot criminal contact. So that's not like a street level guy. That's someone who tells a street level guy, "Go do this for me."
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I imagine he might be annoyed at me if you're looking for that's fair enough. I've asked him go send you lads to go look into someone for me, and then they've probably turned up dead, and he's going to ask me questions. Then that's fair. But no, I'd be asking him for. I'm looking for information on relatively high-ranking East India Trading Company members that get involved with the church, names, addresses, that sort of thing.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. You may all go back to your respective havens, apart from Aldreek. Thurston?
I have nowhere else to go. I don't have a haven, so.
Okay. Excellent. And that is this week's London by Gaslight. So first of all, Aldreek, who are you and where can we find you?
I'm Bully. I run games over at Table Goth. Check out our YouTube for more vampire action and tutorials and stuff like that. There, project I got going on right now is Cult of the Blood Gods. Just started last week. So if you want to watch us on tomorrow, on Thursdays, 7 Eastern, over at the Onyx Pass channel for our Cult of the Blood God session.
Very nice. Alistair, who are you and where can we find you?
I'm Tina. I'm here.
So Drake, who are you and where can we find you?
Mark, I'm the DM over at the Bullet Club. We used to run Fridays at 11. Going forward from this week onwards, we are changing to Saturday. Bunch of lifestyle stuff happened, and it's necessitated a change to Saturday. So that is what we'll be doing. This Saturday, continuing our D&D campaign, Nitro and Shiv are both on there.
Thurston, who are you and where can we find you?
I'm everywhere at Nitro Typat. Now that I don't have anything on Friday, if I'm not lazy, I might stream something. So that might be fun. But other than that, yeah, what Mark said. Tomorrow, Shiv and I are doing Transformers. That's just we usually stream for about 2 hours or so. Kind of just hang out, talk about whatever, and one of us plays a Transformer game, which tomorrow is my turn. So.
Which also means never mind. We have new people in here. I won't make fun of your mech boner.
God.
Oh, I forgot actually.
Talking of mech
I
boners
just-
that Thurston gets over robots.
I just uploaded. It's not gonna tie in. Sorry. I just uploaded on our YouTube channel, just the Bootleg Club at you, anywhere on YouTube. A bunch of the one shots we've done over the past year or so. So most recently we did a Delta Green one. Shiv and Nitro played on that. There is
Awesome.
part 1 of our Cyberpunk Red 2-parter. We will bloody get around to doing part 2 soon as everyone's available for that extra day. And also the Judge Dredd TTRPG. We did a one shot of that it was just myself and then Ralph and Justin. Ralph played a great big robot and Justin played a man with a dog head. It was a mutant, he had a dog head. And they were both judges, and it was fun.
And something I missed from that game is apparently he also could breathe lightning, which I didn't know.
he can also breathe lightning because rules for mutants in that game. Go check that game out, and look up the stuff on the YouTube that we've got. Everything we've ever done is now archived on YouTube. I've made sure of it today, so
Nice.
check it
I
out
had
on
the
there.
bot post a link in chat. So
Sweet, thank you.
Spectre Grey, top 0.3% of OnlyFangs. Who are you and where can we find you?
I'm just, Nascavian in Discord. I play this on Wednesdays. That's about it.
And we can't go until Thurston says the line.
he's in my mouth. He's in my mouth.
Are we rating anybody? We keep forgetting.
Onyx
yeah.
Path is playing right now,
Oh, we're going to raid Coffee Cap.
unless you've already done your thing.
Thank you for coming. We shall see you this time next week.
Bye.